Bakali sir, we are live now.
Thank you.
College is often viewed as a mere institution, a labyrinth of classrooms, textbooks, and endless exams, where our future is shaped. Yet, when we step foot on campus, we realize that we are not alone on this journey. University transcends academia, transforming into a vibrant community where individuals unite, learn from one another, to grow and to forge unforgettable bonds. It's not always about having a precise plan. It's not always about figuring out. It's not always about reaching the finish line first. It's about discovering what we are truly passionate about. The true essence of college, however, lies beyond the confines of academic pursuits. What truly makes college so special is the life that's lived within its walls. It's about seeing things from different perspectives, exploring unique possibilities, taking on new challenges, finding joy in friendship, embracing individuality, expanding our knowledge and skills, and immersing ourselves in extraordinary experiences. It's a path that teaches us about resilience, courage, and determination. A quest that allows us to pursue our goals with purpose and clarity. A quest that helps us find balance, happiness, and fulfillment. A transformation that inspires us to live with intention, curiosity, and joy. A betrayal that leads us to a deeper understanding of who we are and what truly matters. It's a journey of self-discovery, where every experience shapes us into the best version of ourselves. It's a college for education, but what experiences shapes. Experience a whole new world of academic excellence in a global environment. University, inspiring future trailblazers today.
Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all for 31st day of Daya, CET online coaching from Dayananda Sagar University in association with Asmat Guru. In the event of last day of Daya, I cannot say still it is a last day because 16th is going to be a mega event of Daya. I welcome on the last day of session to Srinivas Shinde sir, our CMO,
Right.
and Mr. Manoj Kumar Jaina, admission, Assistant Director Admission, Mr. Hemant. Hemant sir is in charge of the Dayanand Sagar admission test. And I also welcome Ali sir, who is taking care of all digitalization of this Daya. The same time, I also welcome our physics faculty, Vinay sir.
Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to take 5 minutes to share some information about Dayananda Sagar University, Bangalore. As dear students, as I said, Dayananda Sagar University has a social responsibility wanted to reach to each and every corner of Karnataka to coach for CET and NEET online, because it may not be possible for you to come to the classes. Dear students, we Learnodaya will be having on 16th mock exam, the mock test, which is going to be on 16th May, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. As I have shared the link to register in Learnodaya Group 1 and Group 2, student might have seen and also started registering. Once you register by clicking that link, dear students, you will be able to get the link for the test through the mail. The students who are registering, they are only going to get the link for the test sitting at your home. You can write the test online. Just 4 days will be remaining for your exam from 16th. If you are attempting the test with all the important concepts, you will be understanding. With that, your confidence is going to get boosted. Get well prepared, well in advance. Just 4 days advance. This is an opportunity from Dayananda Sagar University for all the students to get their confidence boosted, dear students. So register for mock test. Dayananda Sagar University mock test, which is going to be of 100 marks, and physics, chemistry, maths, biology. The questions will be included. All the total portion from the portion, the test will be conducted. With that, your confidence is going to boost, and all the topics you will be touching upon by attempting this test. I request all the students to please do attempt the test. And one more information I wanted to share. Dayananda Sagar University is having 6 decades, 60 years of legacy. Dayananda Sagar University is the new campus at Harohalli, Kanakpura Road in 120 acres. A beautiful international level campus is built in 120 acres on Kanakpura Road. We have our engineering unit in Harohalli campus. In that, dear students, to enter Dayananda Sagar University, we are going to conduct Dayananda Sagar admission test on 24th of May. 24th of May, you are going to have Dayananda Sagar admission test, online proctored test. You need not to run to the center. You need to just register. The link is being shared with you in your mail as well as in the group 1 and 2. You can register. Once you register, you will be getting login credentials for an exam. Once you get the login credential, you can sit comfort of your home and write the test. The Dayananda Sagar admission test is also going to be 100 marks test, 2 hours. In this test, physics, chemistry, maths, 25 marks, 30 marks each. Physics, chemistry, maths, 30 marks each. 10 marks is going to be aptitude. This 100 marks you are going to attempt in 2 hours. We will be setting up a threshold score. Anyone, the students who is crossing the threshold scores, they will be eligible to get an scholarship from the Dayananda Sagar University in your admission. With scholarship admission, every year student is going to save 75,000 rupees. This is what the information I wanted to pass on. With this, I will conclude, and I request Shinde sir to just say a few words for the students, sir.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Bagli. Good afternoon to all the students, and a very warm welcome to our professor, Professor Vinay. This is how we started. I still remember April 10th, and 3 to 4 p.m. is when we inaugurated this Learnodaya Season-3. Learnodaya Season-3 today is reaching to more than 1,000+ students across Karnataka. who have been waiting for a program like this. This is an absolute free program, but a very high value program. Now, when I say it is a high value program, this is a program which was created by experts who are in this field for more than 30 plus years. And our partner, Asmat Guru, we have executed the first 2 seasons, during peak COVID time. Our second season was where we saw some good, very, very good outcomes coming in. Though we do not know the marks of everybody, but there are over 100 of students who have got back to us on our WhatsApp group. And when they spoke to us about their outcomes, it really makes us feel good about what we are doing. This is an initiative under the School Development Initiative Program, where we want to take a very high value content across to students. And that's how you see 10th April, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. is where we started the classes, 30 days of rigorous training. Now, what is it that the students must have got from this? We appreciate your participation and the attendance throughout the Larnodaya season, which undoubtedly helped you in concept building, developing abilities, and boosting your confidence, which are genuinely required to crack different entrance examinations like the CET. As mock tests are extremely important, and are a surefire way to crack competitive examinations, we are organizing a free mock test on the 16th of May, which Mr. Bagli just shared with you. It's also on the screen from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That will be based on the previous entrance examination question patterns. Embrace this golden opportunity to gear up for the final day. Why are we doing all these programs? We are doing this particular Larnodaya Season 3 so that your confidence is built for writing the examinations on the 20th and 21st when you attempt the CET examinations. We want all of you to do well. This particular coaching which gets over today, the last 30 days of what we must have done, with close to about 120 hours of contribution from the expert faculties in the PCMB subjects overall, I'm sure must have built a lot of confidence. I saw a lot of people downloading our recordings when it was sent. This shows that there is a great amount of requirement for this. So students, take the advantage of this. Your mock test that is going to be there on the 16th is going to build another level of confidence based on the kind of program that you attended over the last 30 days. So I sincerely wish that you take this up, and all the best to each one of you. We hope that you do the best, get the best marks, and get the dream university of your choice. Thank you so much for being with us for the last 30 days. My special appreciation and thanks to the faculties of Asmat Guru, who have been patient enough to bring in the best possible solutions and to build the confidence of the students for this Larnodaya Season 3. All the students take the advantage of the mock test, and once you appear for the final examinations with, that is the CET examinations on the 20th and 21st, do share your feedback with us in terms of how the examinations went. You can also come in for discussions with our team members to our campuses, but the outcome that you get, if it is good, we will be very happy and we would like to be a part of your success. So do share with us the outcomes of what you have once you finish the CET test on the dates that are given. So with this, I would like to conclude from my side. I wish all the students the very best for the CET, and I just hope that this last 30 days of initiative that Dayanand Sagar University has taken, it must have given you the required confidence. I also request all the students in the next 1 week time, go through all the recording sessions that were sent to you. You are very clearly aware of the day-wise, week-wise topics that were conducted. You can also go and refer to those recordings so that the last minute smart preparation that you want to do is also enhanced by watching those recording sessions. So thank you so much, Mr. Bagli, for inviting me, and I hope that the students will definitely be advantageous after they finish this session today, as well as they take up the mock test, and their confidence will be at the next level. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much of your guiding and encouraging words. With this, I request Vinay sir to take over the session. Today you are going to have, dear students, the physics. As shared, physics, we are again going to have revision and mock exam paper discussion from Professor Vinay KB. I invite Professor Vinay KB to take over a session. Please start your screen sharing, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I hope my voice is clearly audible, sir.
Sir, your voice is audible and screen is visible. And
Thank you.
Students, any queries, they will put in Q&A box, sir. Please
Okay,
check
sir.
and respond to them.
Fine, sir. Fine. Thank you very much, students.
Thank you.
Welcome back, students. Today is the third paper that I'm going to discuss regarding a mock test, mock question paper, which I'm going to discuss, which could be help you for the preparation of competitive exams like CET questions. So actually, I was coaching in different places. This is a nice platform where I discuss 3 question papers, because in many places I went, only I made to discuss only 1 question paper over there. See, if the number of question papers, if you are going to attend more and more, definitely you're going to get more and more confidence, because when I discuss within one model paper, which is in the NEET model paper, I found that around 10 questions are same questions which is appeared in the NEET examination. So that's why if you're facing number of questions more, then you found this similar type of questions in the examination. So that's why if you get an opportunity to attend in well-organized programs like this, definitely do participate in this type of programs, and you'll get a good benefit about improvising your career also. So I'm not wasting your time much more. Straight away, I'm going to the topic. As you already know about that, my last PPT also, that you have a complete description regarding first PUC and second PUC marks distribution. Once goes through this one already I have shared with you already in the PDF format and also PPT format. You just go through that one. You found that how the previous year questions are there, how they are asked a number of questions in each chapter. There you are going to find. Maybe asked similar conceptual questions may be asked this year also. So like that, on the basis of that one, I prepared another one question paper, which is of my own, of different type. It could be some question which could be lengthy questions. Here I included, because in the examination, of course, to spend much more time of the students, they are giving you lengthy questions. So that's why when you are going to give a lengthy questions, means don't need to worry about that one. You need to have a patience. See, if you're having a patience and also a focus on your questions, definitely you can crack those questions. So there will be a 60 questions and 80 minutes you will be awarded, and 10 minutes that's going to be wasted by default because of putting signature and thumb impression on the OMR sheet. Like that, you will be spending another 10 minutes wasted. But don't think like that it is wasted. It could be included in your this one, because writing register number is also quite important. Many of them are doing mistakes in writing register number. Don't do that, like those type of mistakes. When you are writing those register number version codes, please make sure that you are confirmed with your register number and also version codes. And please check one times that question paper and the OMR sheet has the same numbers, all those things that they are given in the instructions. Because sometimes whatever may be the preparation that you made, because of these technical issues, you may lose your marks and also you may lose your exam also. So that's why please cautious about those things and write the exams carefully. So now coming to directly to the questions, which is and related to the CET topic. Here is the question which is based on specific heat. The specific heat of some substance is expressed in 2 units. So that could be an unit that they are going to say, that is S1 calories per grams per degree Celsius and S2 calories per gram per degree Fahrenheit. which one of the following relation is true? Among these, which one of the following is true here? Here, what they are saying that is S1 and S2 are mentioned in different units. It is degree Celsius, it is degree Fahrenheit is there. So which one is greater and which one is smaller, that you need to identify, or if they are equal or they cannot be predicted. See, when you look into the degree Celsius to Fahrenheit scale or Fahrenheit scale to degree Celsius scale, we'll look into that. Fahrenheit scale will be, value will be, or magnitude of representation will be comparatively more compared to the degree Celsius. That's why 1 degree Celsius is approximately 1.8 degree Fahrenheit will be there. So that's why here, so we can say that S1 will be larger compared to S2. So option first one will be the right answer for this one. So now coming to the, because it is per degree Celsius per degree Fahrenheit is there, calories per degree Celsius and per gram will be there. Here also degree Fahrenheit is there. So that's why this is inversely proportional. That's why S1 is greater. Now coming to the next one question. The initial velocity of the particle is 10 meter per second and its retardation is 2 meter per second. What will be the distance covered by the 5th second of the motion? ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯಾವ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲುಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 5th second. That means it is the distance traveled in the nth second ಅನ್ನೋ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. There will be 3 equations of motions. Majorly v square is equal to u square plus 2as, v is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Majorly ನಾವು 3 equations na ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ. Then 4th equation is there. Distance traveled in the nth second. So that could be given by Sn is equal to u plus 1 by 2a into 2n minus 1, where n is the number of seconds. So it's a 5th second or 2nd second. So now look into this question. There will be initial velocity that they are given 10 meter per second, and then acceleration that is in the form of retardation that they are given. So that means negative acceleration minus 2 meter per second square is there. The distance traveled in the nth second means you need to just substitute those values. So distance traveled in the nth second is equal to initial velocity is 10 is there plus 1 by 2 into 2 into acceleration is minus 2 is there into 2 into 5 minus 1 is there. So 2 into 5 is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9 is there. 9 of minus 2 means 10 minus 9 comes. So 10 minus 9 is 1 meters. So if you are going to simplify the answer, it just comes 1 meter will be the right answer. Okay, there is a question that they asked that in KCET there will be having a different code of question papers like we have had in NEET. Yes, so there will be a 16 codes are there: A1, A2, A3, A4, B1, B2, B3, B4, C1, C2, C3, C4, like that D1, D2, D3, D4. So there will be a 24 students in a classroom, and there will be a 16 codes will be there. So that could be arranged in rotation manner. So don't worry about those things. But the thing is, what the question paper that you are going to get. See that the question paper version and also the mentioned version in the answer booklet. That means key answer should be same. So there will be a question papers. I'll just make and sure that I will send you the model KCET OMR sheet, so that you can come to know about that what the thing that you need to fill properly, so that it could be helpful for you when the examination also. You just once goes through that one, you'll get to know about that one. Okay, students. Okay, fine. So now coming to the next question. See, a boat is moving with a velocity 2y plus 3j with respect to ground. So which is with respect to ground. The water in the river is moving in a velocity 2y minus 3j with respect to ground. See, both are moving in opposite direction with same magnitude. You can look into that one. 2 is there, here minus 2 is there, 3 is there, minus 3 is there. So their magnitude is same, but the direction is opposite is there. So then the relative velocity of the boat with respect to water is. So when we are going to consider the two bodies are moving in the same direction, then you need to subtract. When the two bodies are moving in opposite direction, then you need to add them. So what could be the value that you are going to get will be, so minus of minus becomes plus, that means 4i cap plus 6j caps. So that means when you are going to consider the two bodies which are moving in a same direction, and when the bodies which are moving in opposite direction, So when they are moving in opposite direction, when the two bodies are moving in opposite direction, you need to add them. So here, if you're going to observe that, sorry, here you're going to observe that the boat is moving in this direction and river is also moving in this opposite. If you are going to add them, means that the velocities are going to be added in the magnitude, not in the directions. Directions means minus will be there. So that's why you are going to get 4i plus 6j will be the right answer. So 4i plus 6j, option 3 will be the right answer. Okay, come to the next question. So this is based on work done. Now look into this question. The force and time graph is given. So time in the in seconds that they are given. The force acting on the particle of mass m, interval of force time graph as shown in the below. The change in momentum of the particle over the time interval 0 to 8. So they are asking to find out change in momentum. So what is change in momentum? See, as you know that when force, if you are going to say that this is a change in momentum with respect to time. So here they are asking only change in momentum is, so you need to multiply by force with the time. So that means if you are going to find out force and time area of cross section, so this is what the area of cross section, and this is what the area of cross section you need to know, and this is what the area of cross section you need to calculate. There will be a 3 area, 1 triangle and 2 rectangle will be there. If you are going to calculate the area under this curve, that you are going to get will be the value 12 Newton into second. See here positive is there, so that's why half 2 base and height 6 will be there, and there will be a minus negative sign because the area that you are going to consider in the negative force which is acting in the negative direction, so that's why minus 2. So here base I am going to consider 4 to 2 is 2 into 3, so minus will be there 3, plus when you're going to comes to this 8 minus 4 is 4, and there will be a force that is acting 3 newtons. So if you're going to solve this one, so 4 into 3, 12, and here 3 to the 6 will be there. So here minus 6 is there, here plus 6 is there. So that's why this cancels. Only thing left is 12. So 12 Newton into second. So the change in momentum is 12 Newton into second. So now coming to the next question. Yes, this question is based on two spheres A and B of mass m1 and m2 respectively collides. If they are colliding each other, B is moving with a velocity v. After that could be having a velocity v. Now it is moving after collision v by 2 in a direction perpendicular to the original direction. The mass A moves after collision in the direction. So they are asking to find out how the mass A moving after collision. So see, if you are going to consider this diagram, so what could be the initial thing that they are saying? That is initially A and B, A is at here and B is moving towards the A. So A is at rest. So that's why we are not going to consider the velocity of first one. So second one body has an initial velocity U is there. So that's why M2, U2 is there. So after collision, the first one which is moving with an angle of theta with the value, and it is moving with a velocity v by 2 perpendicular. So that is what the direction of initial collision. After moving perpendicularly, moving with a velocity v by 2. Now if I am going to consider after collision, what could be the momentum according to law of conservation of momentum along y-axis? So y-axis there is no momentum is there. Y m2 into v by 2, that is minus m1 va into sine of theta. Here along x-axis will be there initially. Equation number 1 represent x-axis velocity initially. Here I'm going to consider in y-axis that what would be the velocity. So that you're going to get an velocity m2 v by 2 minus v1 a1 into sine of v2. That is, sorry, here equals is there. Okay. So you're going to get the answer on dividing these two equations 1 and 2. on dividing these two equations, you can observe that m2 gets cancelled, VV gets cancelled, only 1/2 left. Here sin theta is there, cos theta is there, and remaining thing will cancel. So that will be tan theta. Tan theta is equal to 1/2, that is theta is equal to tan inverse of 1/2. So that is tan inverse of 1/2 is 30 degrees, but here the angle that they are given is tan inverse of 1/2. And also they need to find out which direction that you need to understand. So theta value is to the x-axis, the angle will be tan inverse of 1/2 is there. So that's why the option is that minus 1/2 or plus 1/2. So this answer is plus 1/2 is there. So that's why option third one is the right answer. Now coming to the next question, which is based on another one type of question, which is based on the first PUC concept. Two bodies of mass 4 kg and 9 kg are separated by a distance 60 centimeter. They are separated by a distance 60 centimeter. A 1 kg mass is placed between the two bodies, two masses. So if you are going to place the 1 kg mass between the two masses, if the net force on 1 kg is 0, if the net force which is acting on 1 kg is 0, then its distance from the 4 kg of mass is. So what could be the distance from the 4 kg of the mass? So here we are going to consider the concept of gravitational force. So how the gravitational force depends on product of no masses and inversely proportional to square of distance. So A is there, 4 kg is there, and at B will be 9 kg is there. Let us consider at a distance x from the A, 1 kg is placed. So therefore, the force which is acting at the 1 kg mass by the 4 kg and 9 kg mass on the 1 kg will be same when you are going to place somewhere at the balanced point. That net force is 0 that they are mentioned here. So if the net force is 1 kg is 0, then it should be balanced somewhere. You need to place in between that one. So first you need to find out the concept of Newton's law of gravitation, that is G is equal to m1 m2 by r square. Using that one, m1 mass is 4 kg and m2 mass is 1. Here m1 mass is 9 kg and m2 is 1. Here x square is there. Here 60 minus x square is there. So if you're going to simplify this one, you're going to get the distance from the A will be 24 centimeter. If they are saying to find out the distance from the 9 kg, then you need to simply subtract by 60 minus x. That means 60 minus 24 centimeter. No need of taking that e side in the name. If you are taking from this side, B to C is x, this becomes 60 minus x. So then you need to find out the distance from A to C means 60 minus x you need to consider. But here I consider x as a to C distance. So that's why answer is 24 centimeter. Okay, students, we'll move to the next question. Now here, figure shows frictional force versus displacement. See, what I think happens is sometimes when you are going to apply friction, their displacement goes on reduces. So here that they are saying some graph which represents you how the friction is going to be applying and how the displacement will be there. Displacement of the particle in motion. The loss of kinetic energy by traveling a distance from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 20 meter. So they are asking to find out what could be the loss of kinetic energy from 0 to 20 to whole graph. To find out kinetic energy, what you require is the total work done. So what is the work done by the frictional force that you need to find out here? So here you can observe that the work done by the frictional force will be, so one thing is that you know that 5 into 10. So that means you need to consider this one graph, this one. So what will be you are going to get will be 5 into 10. Or otherwise you can use the trapezium rules. Rather than that one, I mentioned here this one rectangle, then this one triangle. So half into base is 10, height is 15 minus 5, that is 10. So this one is over. Come to this one. Here I'm going to consider this triangle, half into base is, I'm going to consider height is 5, 15 minus 10, 5, and base is 10, 20 minus 10 is 10. And similarly, the rectangle that I'm going to consider this one, 10 into 10. So 10 and 10. So if you're going to simplify this equation, we are going to get 50 plus 50 plus 25 plus 100, that 20 energy that is going to be spent by the frictional force will be 225 joules. So that's why the answer first one is the right answer. So which is based on maybe you suddenly when you're going to look at that, oh, frictional more force means you need to consider negative sign. So no need of considering the negative sign. They are mentioned that there is a force which displaces the body some value. So force is there, displacement is there. So work done, that work done gives you change in kinetic energy or change in potential energy also. So that's why the answer for this one is 225 joules. Now coming to the next question, which is based on rotation motion. A wheel is rotating straightly on a ground without slipping. So a wheel which is rotating slightly without slipping, that means there will be a rotation motion is there. If the axis of wheel has a speed v, axis of wheel has a speed v, the instantaneous velocity of a point P at a point P on the rim defined by angle theta. So that could be defined by an angle theta relative to the ground will be. How it could be defined in terms of theta related to the ground. So to understand that one, we need to consider that vector representation. See, velocity which is acting related to ground, we can consider that horizontally v. So which makes an angle theta with the angle. So you can look into that one. So there will be a two velocities that you need to consider. So the velocity along the point P, it could be given by two velocity, horizontal velocity, and the velocity which is tangentially, which is acting. So once you can observe that v square plus v square plus 2 into vv into cos of theta. If you are going to simplify that one, 1 plus cos square theta, cos theta is there, and that square root is there. So if you are going to consider that one in terms of theta, you can modify that 1 plus cos theta as 2 cos square theta by 2. So that means 4 v square cos square theta by 2. So that means if you are going to remove all these things from the square root, you'll get 2v cos theta by 2. So what they asked to find out is there will be a horizontal velocity and there will be a tangential velocity. They are saying what could be the angular displacement that you can relate it to the ground that you can represent as. So that could be 2 theta into cos of theta by 2 anta mention ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Okay, someone has asked 3.3. Okay, okay, fine, you are mentioned the answer, no problem at all. Now coming to the another one question which is based on second year concept. So you can half solving method, by half solving method also you can find out the value in this question, or otherwise you can conclude that one, you can confirm with the full solving method. So I will tell you the first half solving method. An electron of stationary hydrogen atom passes over a fifth energy level to the ground state. Fifth energy level E5 is there, ground state means 1 is there. So the velocity of the atom acquired as a result of photon emission will be. So velocity expression that you need to find out. So here to find out velocity, what is the relation that you have is hc by lambda, that is nothing but here energy difference E1 minus E2 will be, you are going to get 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square, hc by lambda, where you are going to consider actually 1 over lambda wave number will be there. If you want to include hc means you are going to get frequency. So here if you are going to simplify this one, here both side hc will be there, common will be there, you will be taken out, and if you are going to mention that one, 1 by lambda is 1 by 1 square, n1 square is 1 square, 1 by n2 square is 25 square is there, fifth orbital is there mentioned, so that's why 25 will be there. So r minus 1 minus 1 by 25, that is approximately 24 by 5 r is there. So this is what a thing which is related to wavelength. So here we required velocity. How wavelength and velocities are proportional? Today, here I'm telling you half solving method. V is equal to f lambda. So lambda and velocity are directly proportional. That's why 25 by 4 will be there. 25 by 4. So you are observe here 25 by 4 will be there. So m by h to r is there. nh by m is there. Both the thing is there. So that's why we are going to next solve the value of wavelength in terms of de Broglie wavelength. So there you can find out for the velocity expression as velocity v is equal to h by m into 1 over lambda. H by m into 1 over lambda. 1 over lambda is 24 by 25 r. So if you are going to substitute this one, 24 by 25, 24 by 25 r h divided by m, r h divided by m. So option first one is the right answer for this one. Now coming to the another one question. This is very quite easy question. So this is based on two stars of mass m1 and m2. This is a question which is based on system of particle concept, where you are going to understand center of mass. Two stars of mass m1 and m2. M1 and M2 are parts of a binary system. A binary stars system is there. The radii of these orbits are R1 and R2 respectively. Measures from the center of mass of the system. The magnitude of gravitational force M1 exerted on M2 is M1 on M2. What could be the force that could be exerted? See, what could be the force that could be exerted will be F is equal to M1 M2 divided by R square. So that means M1 to M2 is same force as that of M2 to M1. If they are asking M1 to M2 or M2 to M1, so that requires two masses and also distance of separation between them. So that's why there may be asking the magnitude of gravitational force M1 exert on M2 or M2 exert on M1. Both are same. G M1 M2 divided by distance between them is R1 and R2 is there. So that's why R1 plus R2 whole square. So distance of separation you need to understand. Now, coming to the question, this question is quite lengthier. Maybe when you're looking to this question, it looks like very lengthier, but it's not so difficult. A rod of length L is negligible mass is suspended at its two ends. To end by two wire A and B equal lengths. So A and B are equal length. The cross-sectional area is A and B is 1 millimeter square is there, and another one is 2 millimeter square. Area of cross-section is different. So Young's modulus is also different. Young's modulus of B is 70 and Young's modulus of A is 200 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton per meter square is there. Then which one of the following statement is correct? They are asking. Which one of the following statement is correct? See, how tension depends on? See, tension depends on directly proportional to area of cross section. So if the tension increases, area of cross section also increases, or if the area of cross section increases, tension increases, because stress is force per area or tension per area. So according to look into this one, the mass M should be suspended close to the wire A, because the area of cross section of the A is smaller. So to balance this one, so the mass should be suspended towards the A, close to the wire A, and equal to the strain in both the wires. So, and that should be equal to the strain, that is length of the wire should be same. Or otherwise, what I think happens is, so the B wire, which has a larger diameter, same length will be there. If a mass is suspended here, so there will be a changes will be more here. So that's why option fourth one is the right answer for this one. Now coming to the another one question, which is based on fluid mechanics. Water flow, a tap emerging vertically downward. In our home also, you can observe that there will be a water which is flowing vertically downward. Initial speed is 1 meter per second. It's actually initial speed is 1 meter per second. The cross sectional area of the tap is 10 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square is there. Assume that the pressure is constant throughout this stream of flow. So here they are not going to consider the pressure effect. The cross sectional area of the stream 0.1 meter below the tap. So here, to understand this one, I have given a diagram here. You can observe that. So when there is a area of cross section that you are going to consider here, so there will be a 10 to the power of -4 is there, and their velocity over this is 1 meter per second is there. So when it is at a cross sectional area of stream is 0.15 meter. So after a cross sectional area of a stream 0.15 meter below the tap, the distance will be below the tap. What is the distance will be there? 0.15 meter. So what could be the value of area of cross section of that one they are asking? To find out this one, here they are saying that there is no pressure is there. So that's why we can neglect pressure equation by considering what we called as a Bernoulli's theorem, where you are going to consider pressure energy, potential energy, and kinetic energy remains at a constant at a point. So if I'm going to consider P naught at P naught, both the thing pressure will be same. So only the thing that this changes is velocity going to be changes, and also distance also, that means position also going to be changes. So if I'm going to consider half rho into V1 square plus rho G Y1 plus P, that is equal to half rho V2 square plus rho G into Y2 plus P1 is equal to 0. P naught is equal to 0. So here, if I'm going to solve this one, P1 square by 2 plus G Y1 is equal to P2 square by 2 plus G Y2 is there. So if I'm going to solve for V2, the expression becomes 2 meter per second. So here you got the velocity at this point, where at the distance 0.15 meter from the top of the tap. So then area of cross section of this one is, so initially you know the velocity is 1 meter per second, and the area of cross section is known. Now you got an area of velocity of the water at this point. Then what could be the area of cross section? To understand that one, you just need to, A2 will be A1 V1 by 2. Area of first one and area of second one, area of A1 V1 by 2 is there. So if you are going to simplify, that value comes 5 into 10 to the power of -5 meter square. So correct option will be option 3 will be the right answer. See, this is a concept which is based on Bernoulli's principle. Okay. Now coming to this question, which is very well known question, that is and question which is based on temperature, thermal properties of matter, where they are going to measure temperature in different scales. A faulty thermometer has a fixed point marked as +5 degree and 90 degree. If the thermometer of the body are shown in degree Celsius is 55 degree, then the temperature would be faulty thermometer is. So that means if there is a thermometer which is will be marked in different way, andre ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು thermometer ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ freezing point and boiling point should be marked. Here the freezing point will be, they are saying that 5 will be there, and the boiling point will be, they are saying that 90 will be there. 90 will be there. So therefore, then what will be the value if that 55 degrees is there? So then you need to consider temperature of the degree Celsius scale and temperature difference from the degree Celsius and Fahrenheit scale. And that let us consider that the scale faulty thermometer represents the X value, that X -5 will be the freezing point, and 90, actually this one is a 90 -5, sorry, 95 -5 is there. So here +5 is given. So that's why 95 +5 is there. So if you're going to simplify for X here by cross multiplying, 95 -5 is 90. And here 55 into 90 divided by 100 will be coming. If you're going to simplify for X, you're going to get approximately value of X will be 5 will be there. 55 will be there. So answer for this question will be 55. Here, any thermometer that you are going to give, if I'm going to consider my own thermometer, if I'm going to consider a W thermometer, if it is marked as 52 as freezing point and 252 as boiling point, then it could be modified according to the relation that temperature of the body in degree Celsius and freezing point in degree Celsius is 0 is there. Difference between freezing point and boiling point is 100. Like that, that should be is equal to what? Temperature in W scale minus freezing point will be 52 is there, divided by difference between freezing point and boiling point is there, that is 200 is there. Using this relation, any type of thermometer that you are going to construct, so and you can compare those temperature with the thermometer. If I am going to put this value as 55 degrees Celsius, 55, then so what could be the value of thermometer which is shown by the W scale also calculated. Okay. Okay, so come to the next one question, which is based on thermodynamics concept. In Carnot engine, efficiency is 40%. At hot reservoir, temperature is T is there. If the efficiency 50%, what will be the temperature of the hot reservoir? Here they are not mentioned what could be the sink temperature. What will be the sink temperature, that they are not mentioned. Cold reservoir temperature is not mentioned. They are given one temperature which is hot reservoir, which is at a temperature T, and efficiency will be 40%. Another one will be 50% is there. So if you are going to do that one, there will be two equations that you are going to get. One equation is T2 by T1, 1 minus T2 by T1, where the temperature T1 is the hot reservoir, and that value will be T is there. So efficiency is 40 is there. So 40 by 100 by 100 is equal to 1 minus T2 by T is there. So therefore T2 by T is 3 by 5 will comes. So this T2 by T is 3 by 5 means T2 means 3 by 5 into T. So where T2 is less than T is there. So now if I'm going to consider for the second equation where the efficiency is 50%, there 50 by 100 is equal to 1 minus, rather than placing T2, place T2 by T1. I'm going to place that one as T2 temperature as 3 by 5 T is there. So then the value of T1, that is a hot reservoir temperature of the 50% efficient engine, will be 6T by 5. So answer will be option fourth one, 6T by 5 will be the right answer. Here we need to consider 40% and 50% two efficiencies. Two equations will be there. Using the two equations, you can find out the reservoir temperature of the second one. Next question. See, here the average translational energy and the RMS speed of the molecule. See, this is a question which is based on kinetic theory of gases. See, the average translation energy and the RMS speed of the molecule of a sample of oxygen gas at 300 Kelvin are 6.21 into 10 power of minus 21 joules is there, and 484 meter per second. They are given temperature, energy, and also RMS velocity is there. RMS velocity is there. The corresponding value of 600 Kelvin are nearly the corresponding value at 600 Kelvin nearly. So that means they are given in one temperature, what will be the energy and what will be the speed. If I'm going to give in 600 temperature, what could be the value? To find out that one, we need to know about that equipotation theorem. What is the equipotation theorem says? When you are going to supply the energy, that's going to be distributed equally in each degrees of freedom by 1 by 2 kT. For a monoatomic gas, 3 degrees of freedom is there, 3 by 2 kBT is there, or you can say that kT. So that's why energy of the molecule is directly proportional to temperature. And velocity, how the velocity going to be there if the temperature changes means Vrms is equal to 3 RT by M is there. So that's why when you are going to consider for velocity, you need to consider root of temperature T. And when you are going to consider for an energy, that is directly proportional to T. If the 300 Kelvin becomes 600 Kelvins, then the energy becomes 6.212 double. So double means its value is 12.442 into 10 power of minus 21 joules. That means 1 and 4th one is the answers. Now, if you are looking to the second one, Vrms value will be square root T times that of the initial one. So that means you need to consider square root of 2. You need to multiply by square root of 2 to the 484 meter per second. So then we'll get value of 684 meter per second will be the answer for this question. So I hope students, this will be the questions which I am going to give you in a order wise. So some questions are mixed in between, so that it should not be in order. So because I made on 4 versions, so that's why in versions, remember, ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. So every time they are going to change the question number also, and also the options also. There may be another version, there may be a questions, options 4 will be 1 and 1 will be 4 is there. So that like that they are going to replace. So that's why when you are going to answering the questions, don't depend on others, so that ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಬ್ರದ್ದು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, then you will get the answer, correct answer. Now coming to the next one question, which is based on optics. So comes to the middle, after 15 questions it comes to the second year topic bantu. In Young's double slit experiment, intensity of light at a point on the screen where the path difference is lambda is k, lambda be the wavelength of the light used. The intensity at the point where the path difference is lambda by 4, so will be lambda by 4 path difference ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. See, intensity ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ first intensity, how it is proportional to wavelength. To understand that one, intensity 4I0 cos square psi by 2, we are going to get the intensity at any point in a screen is given by. Now when you are going to find out the first case, in the first case the path difference is lambda, so that's why if I am going to consider the lambda will be the path difference, then phase difference will be 2 pi by lambda into lambda, that will be phase difference is 2 pi. The first case, if the k values, then the k value becomes, if the value of phase difference is 2 pi, then the k value is equal to 4I0 cos square pi, that is 4I0, that is equal to I0 is equal to k by 4 is there. For the second case, there the intensity of the point where the path difference is pi by 4 is there, sorry, lambda by 4 is there, so that is 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 4 is there. The phase difference will be pi by 2, then the intensity will be cos square of pi by 4, that is 1 by 2, that you are going to subtract 2I0, so that is equal to k. So 2I0 is equal to 2 times of k by 4 is there, 2 times of k by 4. So the final intensity of light, the intensity of point of light will be half of the initial value. If the wavelength will becomes 4 times divided by r, the wavelength of the the intensity of the light which is coming out will be k by 2, half of the value of k. Now coming to the another one question, which is based on especially charge and resistance concept. See, observe here, charge is given in terms of time equation. So here what we need to find out, where A and B are the positive constant, the total heat produced in R is. So what is heat produced? Heat produced is nothing but in a resistance, what could be the charges flows, and that flow which causes an heat produced. So that means there is a change of current which causes the resistance which is offered by the conductor, which produces a heating effect. To find out that one, what you need to find out, first thing we need to find out what could be the heat produced. So to find out that heat produced, we need to obtain an expression for changing what is the current in the circuit. So current, to find out current, we need to differentiate that equation dq by dt. If you are going to differentiate, a minus 2bt will be the current. So if the I value, current value 0 is there, what is the time? Time value is a divided by 2b, that is equal to t naught. Let us denote that one as a t naught. Now observe here, when I am going to consider for an power is given by in terms of resistance and current is I square into R. That means if I am going to integrate that one from an infinity to the point under consideration, that is 0 to that they are given that 0 to t naught value that they are given till a by 2b. So if I am going to integrate that current expression A minus 2BT to the power of 2. So that comes on substituting the power or heat which is produced will be A cube R divided by 6B. A cube R divided by 6B. So answer, first one is the right answer. So now coming to the another one question which is based on an simple harmonic wave equation. Here the disturbance y is x of t of a wave propagating in a positive x direction is given by, so this is given by a sine wave equation 1 by 1 plus x square at t is equal to 0, and by y is equal to 1 by 1 plus x minus 1 square when time t is equal to 2 seconds, where x and y are in meters. The shape of the wave disturbance does the changes during the propagation, the wave velocity of the wave is. So then what will be the velocity of the wave? To understand this one, we need to have, because there will be two equations that they are given. So let us consider that the wave at any time obtained by putting x is equal to x minus vt. So in the place of x, I'm going to place x minus vt is there. So distance traveled x is equal to ut plus gravity square, like that we can represent as x minus vt is there. So we know that t is equal to 2 seconds. They are given 1 by 1 plus x minus 1 whole square is there. I'm combining equation 1 and 2. If I'm going to combine these two equations, then if you are going to compare this one with vt value will be 1, vt value will be 1, therefore v will be 1 by t. So v will be 1 by t means when t is equal to 1 by 2 is there. So therefore the velocity will be 0.5. The velocity will be 0.5. We just need to compare this equation with the standard equation. Now coming to the another one question. So this is based on Doppler effect concept. The siren emit on the sound of frequency 800 hertz moving away from the observer. Remember, I just give you an idea how to remember the concept of considering the positive and negative in the case of Doppler effect. See here, you just imagine an observer, and here we need to consider a source which is emitting waves or sound. Let's consider this one. If the source is moving towards the observer, then you need to consider positive. If the source is moving away from the observer, then you need to consider negative. Remember, object should be placed, or sorry, source should be placed in negative x-axis, and a person we are going to consider will be at the origin if you are going to consider. Then how you are going to represent the motion of the source in terms of positive and negative. When you are going to consider for an object or a person which is moving towards the source, then you need to consider negative. If the person is moving away from the source, then you need to consider positive. So that means when here the siren emitted by the sound of 800 hertz moving away from the observer, so that is moving away from the observer towards a cliff at a speed of 15 meters per second, then the frequency of the sound that absorbed by her in echo, it is absorbed in echo format, how it could be. So to understand this one, first you need to find out the apparent frequency. Apparent frequency will be f dash is equal to f naught into v minus v naught by v minus vs. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ minus of minus plus ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, minus ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬಹುದು, ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ apparent frequency ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಾರಿ, true frequency ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 800 hertz ಇದೆ. 330 will be the speed of sound in air. 330 minus speed of the source will be in the positive x direction is there, so that's why 15 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, minus 15 ಅಂತಾನೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, ಏನು modify ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. So if you are going to simplify this one, 330 divided by 315 approximately 1 point something ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 838 hertz ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 838 hertz ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So this could be the value of frequency of wave, sorry, frequency of which is emitted by the cliff. Now coming to the another one question which is based on second PU concept. electric dipole moment, which is in the vector form. 3 point charges Q minus 2Q and plus Q are placed at the vertices x is equal to 0. So y is equal to A and z is equal to O. X is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and z is equal to 0. Second one. So this should be placed where y is equal to A here, and this should be placed in origin. The minus 2 charge is placed, and plus Q will be placed in x-axis, where A in x-axis that they are placed. Now the magnitude and direction of electric dipole moment vector of this charge assemble are. What could be the magnitude and direction? Both you need to find out. So as you know that magnetic dipole moment move from negative to positive. So here will be the one moment, magnetic dipole moment, another one is here. So there will be a two moment. They are same because 2Q is there, here 2Q is there. So that's why P1 plus P2 whole square, and the angle between them is 90 is there. So that's why Q into A whole square is there. So root of 2 into QA. So it is along root of 2 into QA along the line joining the point 0, 0, 0 and 0, A and 0. So the distance will be here, A will be there in y-axis. Okay. So answer, sorry, Y and A will be there, A and A. So answer will be the first option is the right answer. Now coming to the another one question. This is one quite complete complicated question. To understand this question will be quite difficult. So that I put this one because if you are going to face this type of problems, attend it in the last attempt if you are getting free time. Otherwise, this will kill your time. Clear? So questions, so you can answer it at last, or otherwise it's going to be kill yours. So essentially, what the thing that it's saying is two small balls of same mass and charge having located in a vertical at height h2 and h1 are thrown in the same direction along the horizontal at a same velocity v. The first ball touches the ground in a distance L from the vertical. At what height h2 must be? Second ball be at the instant the air drag and the effect of change charges induced on the ground could be neglected. So neglect initially what will be the common height? H1 plus H2 divided by 2. So this would be the common height. So what could be the vertical displacement that you need to understand? Vertical displacement is H is equal to H2, that is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Initial height could be H1 plus H2 divided by 2 minus 1 by 2 GT square is there. So that means time will be x by v, where x is equal to length L will be there. So if you are going to substitute in the second condition that, so that H2 will be where H2 will be y seconds. That means 2 times of H will be there. So H is equal to y. So if you are going to substitute the H2 value is 2 times of H, that is if you are going to substitute these value, H value here in this here, after simplification you are going to get H1 plus H2 minus G into L by V whole square. So here the time will be represented in X by V or L by V. So by that you will observe that the direction of the ball thrown will be find out. Next question is, this is one of the NCERT question. There may be a question which is asked NCERT example problem questions is this one. An infinite number of identical capacitors, each are capacitance 1 microfarad connected as shown in the figure. So they are connected as shown in the figure. The figure shows that there are equivalent capacitance between A and B. What could be the equivalent capacitance? Because every time what the thing happens is 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32. So like that is going to be increases. So that means when you are going to connect that one in a parallel combination, so that could be in a geometrical series of progression. Geometrical progression is there. So 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8. So that means the common ratio will be 1 by 2 is there. The sum will be A by 1 minus R is there. So 1 minus, that means A means there will be a first capacitor value 1 microfarad is there. 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2. So 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 is there. So that's why it value is 2 microfarad. So answer will comes 2 microfarad. So here we need to understand arithmetic progression, algebraic progressions that you need to understand. So then only you can easily solve this type of infinitely long type of questions. Now coming to this one type of question, which a parallel plate capacitor gradually ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ horizontal vertically ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಇದು ಒಂದು plate A and this one is another one plate B that is divided into 3 equal parts, which is having 3 millimeter distance of separation is there, but they are divided into 3 different type of dielectrics. One is 10, another one is 12, another one is 14 is there. Now what you need to understand, what you need to given, what you need to ask to find out is what will be the effective that combination, that capacitance ratio that could be. So here K1, K2, K3 are the dielectric constants, so which they are connected parallelly. See, so they all the K1, K2, K3 are connected to the single plates between the two plates means. So initially if they are in this if they are absent means capacitance will be epsilon naught A by D. If there is a dielectric means medium means K epsilon naught A by D is there. So that's why if I'm going to consider first case K1 epsilon naught, the area will be divided into 3 points. This one is area and this one is the length of separation. Distance of separation is same. There is no changes in distance of separation. 3 millimeter is there as it is 3 millimeter you can consider, but the area of separation will be divided into 3. So that's why when I'm going to consider each time A by 3, A by 3, A by 3, I'm going to consider K1, K2, K3 will be there. So what do you think? Take common factor is epsilon A by D, epsilon A by D, epsilon A by D, you can take common factor. So there you will get K1 plus K2 plus K3 divided by 3. K1 value is 10 is there, K2 value 12 is there, and K3 value is 14 is there. So divided by 2, we are going to get 10 plus 12 plus 14 divided by 3 is there. If you are going to add and divided by 3, you'll get to get an average value of 12. So the answer will be 12 will be the right answer. So common dielectric constant they are seeing. So what type of capacitance that you are going to observe is this is an parallel combination of capacitor. If they are asking to find out the capacitance C1 plus C2 plus C3, they are not asking to find out the capacitance. They are asking to find out equivalent K value. What could be the K value that? Now coming to the another one question. Two metal wires of identical dimensions are connected in series. So identical dimensions are there, they are connected in series. Sigma 1, sigma 2 the conductivity of the metallic wire. Sigma 1 and sigma 2 with the conductivity of the metallic wire. Conductivity means reciprocal of resistivity respectively. The effective conductivity of the combination. Effective conductivity of the combination. See, in series combination, what could be the resistance? Resistance will be R1 plus R2. Conductivity and resistivity are inversely proportional. So that's why when you are going to consider in series combination, the reciprocal of effective conductivity will be is equal to reciprocal of individual conductivity. So first one, they are saying that the effective length will be 2L and area of cross section will be A is there. So L by sigma into A plus L by sigma into A. So that gives sigma 1 and sigma 2. That gives you common factor L. L na cancel madkondre and A na cancel madkondre. There you are going to get sigma effective will be 1 by sigma by 1 by sigma 2 is there. So that's why we are going to simplify this one. Sigma effective will be sigma 1 into sigma 2 into 2 divided by sigma 1 plus sigma 2. So option second one is the right answer. Now coming to the another one question which is based on electric concept, electric current concept. So here neon gas discharged through an tube, ion moving through a cross-sectional area each second to right with how many molecules means 2.9 into 10 power of 8 is there, while 1.2 into 10 power of 8 electrons move towards left in the same time. So there will be a one is electron and positive charges. They are saying the electrical charge being 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19 coulomb, the net current flows is. So therefore, what could be the net current that is flowing? So to find out net current, so net current is nothing but I into number of charges. So here 2.9 into 10 power of 18 a neon will be moving in one direction, and another one 1.2 into 10 power of 80 electrons are moving in another direction. So the totally ions are moving will be 2.9 into 2.9 plus 1.2 into 10 power of minus plus 18 is there into 1.6 into 10 power of minus 19. So that means 0.66 amps will be there. It is towards right. It is towards right. So that is 0.66 amps towards left or towards right. If I'm going to consider towards right, because N1 is greater than N2. So that's why. So number of positive charges will be more. Now for this one, this is a practical oriented question that you already know about that one, about meter bits. Every time, every year they are asking meter bits questions. Please look into that one type of question also, meter bits questions. Here they are saying that in a meter bits at a point D, the neutral point, at a point D, the neutral point as shown in the figure. Which one of the following statement is correct? Among this, which one is statement is correct? The meter bits can have other neutral point for this set of resistance. So there will be only one. If there is a D is the neutral point, there is only one neutral point is there. Another neutral point will not there. If you are going to change the resistance, then you can going to observe that if they are for this following setup, there will be only one D will be there. So when jockey contact a point on meter bits wire left of D, current flows to B. Current flow to B from the wire. Current flow to B from the wire. So they are saying that current is flowing from the B to D to B. The direction of the current will be D to B. When the jockey at a point on the meter bits right of D, current flow from B to the wire through the galvanometer. Yes. So because when you are going to move away, if you are going to move towards, that means this resistance will be decreases. So current will move from this direction to this direction. That means D to B is there. So option third one is the right answer rather than fourth one. When R is increased, then the neutral point shift to left. If R is increased, remember, if the R is increased means it should the neutral point shifted should be in which direction? That also going to be increased. That also should be goes to be increases. So towards right, it should be moved towards right. Okay, students. Now coming to the next one question, which is based on moving charges and magnetism. See, two wires are held perpendicular in a plane. See, two wires. Here, two wires is there. One is this one, another one is this one. Two wires held perpendicular to the plane of the paper and are 5 meters apart. So they are 5 meters apart. They carry a current of 2.5 amps and 5 amps in the same direction. They are carrying a current 2.5 and 5 amps directly, same direction. Then the magnetic field B at a point midway between the wire is given by. So they are asking to find out at the point midway between the wire. So here the net magnetic field strength at a point midway between the wire is given by. So here is the magnetic field strength around this one, and here is the magnetic field strength around this one. So mu naught I1 by 2 pi r, mu naught I2 by 2 pi r. If the current is moving, means the magnetic field will be perpendicular to that one. So this the current is moving means magnetic field will be perpendicular to this one. They are perpendicular. So now they are saying that the midway between the R1 and R2 is R by 2 is there. Midway means R1 and R2 are equal, radius are equal. The midway between R1 and R2 is R by 2. So therefore, if I'm going to substitute here in the place of R1 and R2 as R by 2, the equation is modified as mu naught by pi R. Here, the current that they are given is 5 amps and 2.5 amps. I1 current is 5 amps is there, I2 current is 2.5 is there. So 5 minus 2.5 is 2.5, and the radius they are given 2 meter is there. So there, sorry, 5 meter is there. If I'm going to substitute radius as 5 meter, so 5 minus 2.5, that becomes 2.5 divided by 5 is there, 1 by 2. So that means mu naught by 2 pi Tesla will be the magnetic field which is acting at this point, this direction. What will be the magnetic field which will be acting in mu naught by 2 pi Tesla. So this is a question which is based on a conductor which is carrying a magnetic field will be simply mu naught I by 2 pi R. But if the two conductors which are perpendicularly arranged, then what could be the value? To understand that one, we need to understand vector analysis. Then only you can understand this question. Next, coming to this one question, there will be a magnetic force acting on a charged particle. So, and there will be a charged particle is there, magnetic field direction is be there, and the velocity also given. So magnetic charge is minus 2 microcoulomb is there. Magnetic field 2 Tesla acting at y direction with a particle velocity that they are given 2i plus 3j into 10 to the power minus 6 meter, sorry, plus 6 meter per second. See, they are saying that this is in xy plane. The velocity is in xy plane. So therefore, force in which direction that could be acting? If it is xy plane, the force should be in z plane. But what is the magnitude of that one? To find out that one, you need to use Q into V cross P, where Q value that they are given minus 2 micro is there, minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 will be there, and velocity that they are given 2i plus 3j into 10 to the power 6 into, there will be a what they are saying that magnetic field is there 2 Tesla. So if current is in velocity is in one direction, that means I direction, then I'm going to consider that is in J direction, which one of magnetic field. So then which direction that you are going to get the value of velocity means there you are going to multiply, vector multiplication that you need to do. So here you need to remember when you are going to multiply this one, careful should be there. We need to maintain carefulness because here I, J, K cap will be mentioned as 2, 3, 0, and then the second case 0, 2, and 0 will be there. So this one and this one cross multiplication is there. So if you are going to solve by determinant method, so for I it could be 0, for J it could be 0, for K you can observe that 2 to the 4, 4 is there, 2 to the 4 into K cap into 2. So that only comes. So the answer will be 2 minus 2 is there, minus 2 into number of minus 6 is there, here plus 6 is there, it cancels. Only thing is minus 4 into 2 K cap. So that means minus 8 K cap. So that indicates that 8 Newton is there, but which direction? Minus direction. Okay, minus. But the velocity is moving in XY plane. So velocity is moving in XY plane. That means magnetic field is in this direction, velocity is in this direction. Then the force is acting in Z plane. So Z, that is also in negative. Minus Z will be the right answer. So that's why 8 Newton will be, 3 options are there. We need to find out is that plus or minus or y. So that you need to understand. Otherwise, you may solve this question, but when identifying the direction, you're going to be failed. So that's why keen observe ಮಾಡಿ solve ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು magnetic field, magnetic force exerted by the moving charges na concept na basis ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So next question, a bar magnet hang by a tiny cotton thread in a uniform horizontal magnetic field and it is in equilibrium state. The energy required to rotate by 60 degree is W. So if I'm going to consider the energy required to rotate it by 60 degrees W, Now the torque required to keep the magnet in the new position is, what could be the force that is required? So that you need to find out by using W, work done will be MB into, that means it's a torque, means it's a rotational force. So that is nothing but work done. Work done is magnetic field strength and magnetic dipole moment into cos of theta. So it is cos of theta from 0 to 60 degree. So what is the work done? In 0 to 60 degree will be cos of 0 is 1, cos of 60 is 1 by 2. So M into B into 1 by 2, 1 minus 1 by 2, that is comes MB by 2. So MB is equal to 2 watts, 2 watts. So that means torque tau is equal to M cross B, that is equal to torque tau is MB into cos of 60. So that means MB value 2 watt anta bandide, cos of 60 value root 3 by 2 ide. So torque will be root 3 W anta barutte. So answer will be option fourth one, root 3 W will be the right answer. Okay, students. So this question is based on a magnet bar which is rotated. On the basis of torque, you need to find out the value. Now coming to the next one question, a circular disc of radius 0.2 meter is placed in a uniform magnetic field of induction that they are given 1 by pi Weber per meter square. Many times that you are going to confusion. What is this Weber per meter square means? Flux, electric field, intensity, magnetic field that they is given in such a way that axis makes an angle 60 degree with the B. So axis makes an angle 60 degree with the magnetic field. Magnetic flux linked with the disk is, what happens to the magnetic flux? So magnetic flux B is equal to B dot A. That is A is a area vector. So that's why BA into cos of 60 you need to consider. So magnetic field that they are saying that 1 by pi Tesla or Weber per meter square, and area that they are saying that area of the circular disc. So that means pi r square. That means pi r means 0.2 meter is there, pi r square is there. So then the angle which is mating or angle which is twisting will be 60 degree. Then you need to consider pi cancel, 0.2 whole square is there, cos of 60 is 1 by 2 is there. So 1 by 2, 0.2 whole square. That means if you are going to cancel 1 by 2, 1 by 2 can be cancelled, 1 by 0.1 into 0.2 is there. So that becomes 0.02 Webers. So magnetic flux will be 0.02 Webers is the right answer. See, remember, it could be written as Tesla also. For confusing you, they are going to write it as Weber per meter square is there. Magnetic field strength, that could be written like this. Okay, next come to the another one question. A small loop of area of cross section 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square is lying concentratedly on a coplanar in a bigger loop of radius 0.62 meter. So one is there, bigger loop is there, 0.62 meter. A current of 10 amps is passes in a bigger loop. The smaller loop is rotate around the diameter with an angular velocity omega. The magnetic flux linked with the smaller loop is. To understand this one, we need to understand that you can look into that. A bigger loop is there, a smaller loop is rotating. So there will be a magnetic flux which is changing. So that means magnetic flux linked with the bigger coil will be B into A, and cos of theta will be the rotation. So the B into A cos of theta and B into A cos of omega t. So there will be angular velocity that they are given. So if you are going to substitute that magnetic field strength, that is mu naught by 4 pi into 2 pi ni by r, that is for the bigger radius, into A into cos of omega t. So where mu naught by 4 pi is 10 to the power of minus 4, 2 pi n is number of turns, that is 1 is the number of turns. Current they are saying that 10 amps is there, 10 I am going to write it as. And here they are saying that there will be a area of cross section that they are given 10 to the power of minus 4 is there, B into A into cos of omega t divided by 0.693. So if you are going to simplify this one, so 1 is there, 10 to the power of minus 4 is there, all those things cancels. Only the thing is remains 10 to the power of minus 9 cos of omega t Webers. So they are asking to find out the magnetic flux. So that is BA cos of theta. So that is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 cos of omega t. So you need to understand what they asked to find out. On the basis of that one, you need to modify this one. Okay, is there is any questions? Students, please raise your hands. Is that my voice is audible or not? I just want to confirm once again. Okay, fine. So I just want.
Audible, sir.
Okay, fine. Because no QA questions will be there in the session. So that's why I just asked the question. Okay, fine. Come to the next question. In a simple harmonic motion, angular frequency 100 radians per second is there and 1000 radians per second has a same displacement amplitude is there. The ratio of maximum acceleration is. So you need to understand this one on which basis they are saying simple harmonic motion. There will be a acceleration concept. The formula that you need to use, maximum acceleration will be omega square a. First write the formula, then you can to know about that what are things that are given. So they are given the angular velocity omega value is given there. How acceleration angular velocity depends, that you need to find out. The ratio of maximum acceleration that you need to find out, they are given in terms of omega. There no need to find out the amplitude. They are not asking the amplitude. You need to find out the ratio of acceleration. So that's why it could be a maximum, a1 maximum to a2 maximum will be omega 1 maximum by omega 2 maximum whole square. So 100 by 1000, that is 1 by 10 square. So 1 by 10 square. So no need to find out the value 1 by 100. They are mentioned that 1 is to 10 square is there. So that's why we can directly write it as it is. Okay. Okay. Come to the next one question, which is a simple question. A square loop carrying a current is suspended in a uniform magnetic field, acts in plane of loop. If the force on the arm of a loop is F, the net force on remaining 3 arms of the loop is. See, you need to understand this question by graph, just writing a graph. So there will be a square loop carrying a current suspended in a uniform magnetic field. So this will be a uniform magnetic field. You can consider uniform magnetic field will be there in a plane. If the force is acting on an arm, F is there. So that means if the force is acting in this direction on the arm, so then what is the force acting in the other side, other 3 arms? So they will observe that there will be a one force which is acting in this will be opposite to that one minus F, and other 2 will not acted with any forces because they are along the direction of magnetic field. So where you are going to consider these 2 arms only. So the answer for this one is second one option, minus F will be the right answer. So now coming to the next one question. This is based on LCR circuit, that you know that inductor 220 millihenry and a capacitor 50 microfarad and a resistor 40 ohms are connected in series across a source of EMF. See, EMF they are given in the form of E is equal to A sin omega t. The power loss in the AC is, remember, to find out the power loss, we need to know about that power factor also, and also LCR resistance, voltage and current in the circuits. So to find out that one power loss, first you need to find out XC, that is capacitive resistance or reactance. So that is 1 over omega C, that will be around 58.4 ohms. XL, that will be omega into L, omega values 340 using this equation, 340 into L, L will be the induction 20 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Henry, 6.8 ohm is there. So therefore the impedance will be R square plus XL minus XC square, that means 40 square, 58.8 minus 6.8, that is approximately you are going to get 4,380. You need to solve this one, remember this one. So if you are going to solve this one, approximately you just solve this. Don't need to worry about that exact solution, because when you are going to solve exactly, it's quite difficult to solve this one. So that's why you need to just solve it approximate value. Now there will be a power loss that is given by current, IRMS current, that is given by VRMS by Z whole square into R. Or we can say that IRMS into VRMS into cos of psi, there is a power factor that you are going to consider, or V square by VRMS square by Z into R. If I am going to consider VRMS will be, VRMS is peak value is given 10 by root 2, 10 by root 2 whole divided by root of 4,340 into resistance will be there, 40 is there. If I'm going to solve this one to this equation, it's going to be approximately 0.46 watts. Approximately it's going to become 0.46. If I'm going to simply simplify this one, it becomes 10 square 100 by root 2 divided by 4,320. If I'm going to consider this 440 inside the square, that becomes 16,600 the value. So if you are going to simplify that one by then you are having 4,000 is there, 1,600 is there, and 2 is there, and 100 is there. You can easily simplify that one. So approximately getting you that one value will be 0.46 watts will be there. Okay, students. Now another one question which is based on the same type of concept, that is based on efficiency of the transformer. A 220 volts input is supplied to a transformer, and an output of the transformer has a current as 2 amps is there, and output is 220 volts is there. This is a step up transformer is there. If the efficiency of the transformer is 80%, 20% is wasted. If the efficiency is 80%, the current drawn by the primary winding of the circuit is. So you need to consider that 80% is there, means you need to consider the percentage of efficiency will be 80%. So that means you need to consider that efficiency will be 80%. Output power to the input power. Output power is what is the current into voltage in the output. So output, the current will be 2 amps and voltage will be 440 volts. And when it comes to the input, there will be a 220 volts is there. What is the input current? That you need to find out. So that's why you need to mention that one as 80%, that is 80 divided by 100. You can multiply this one by the 100. So if you are going to solve for the primary current, that could be value comes 5 amps. So option 4th one is the right answer. Now coming to the another one question, students, which is quite looking like a lengthy question. It is based on electromagnetic waves. That you know that electrical signals and magnetic signals, magnetic waves and electrical waves combine to form electromagnetic waves. So that is here that they are given Ex, electrical value will be 0, Ey, so that they are going to say 2.5 cos of 2 pi 10 to the power of 6 t minus pi minus 2 into x. This is a progressive wave equation. Ez is 0. The wave is moving in y direction with a frequency 2 pi into 10 to the power of 6 hertz and a wavelength 200 meter. So if I'm going to consider the frequency, there is angular frequency is this. This is omega. This is omega. So that's why this will not comes. So when you look into the solution, what you can get, omega is equal to 2 pi f. That means frequency that they are asking, all the frequency, that frequency is omega by 2 pi. That means 2 pi by 10 to the power of 6 divided by 10 to the power of 2 pi is there. So that means 10 to the power of 6 will be there. See, another 3 answer will be same. 10 to the power of 6, 10 to the power of 6, 10 to the power of 6. Frequency is right. Okay. What about the wavelength? To find out wavelength, you need to refer this equation with a standard equation. Y is equal to a cos of omega t minus cos of xt. Omega t minus xt, where x is pi into 10 to the power of minus 2. So k means 2 pi by x or 2 pi by lambda. Lambda means 2 pi by k. So there you need to consider 2 pi by k value. K value is pi into 10 to the power of minus 2 is there. So if I'm going to cancel this pi, 2 into 10 to the power of 2 will be there. So that means 200 meters. So answer 10 to the power of 6 and 200. Again, there will be coming 2 answers. Is that positive x direction or negative x direction? So here they are moving in negative x direction. Sorry, moving in, yes, in a x direction, moving in x direction, along x direction with a frequency. Moving along x direction, moving along x direction. Sorry, both the options are similar here. Actually, one is positive x direction and one is negative. Okay, fine. This is negative x direction is there. This is in positive x direction is there. So this one is correct because here this is in the positive x direction. Here the mention is minus, means it is in positive x direction. If it is plus means in negative x direction. So answer for this one question is option third one is the right answer. Okay, students, another few minutes are there. Okay, we'll continue the session. This question, which is based on electromagnetic waves, again, this one question is electromagnetic waves question. The energy density of the electromagnetic waves in vacuum is given by, here, electrical and magnetic. You know that Maxwell's Maxwell's equation, what it says. So there will be a two, electrical and magnetic, both the waves will be there. So that's why you need to consider the option fourth one is the right answer. Here, epsilon naught will be multiplied with E when you are going to observe that electric field epsilon will be there, and magnetic field will be there always mu naught by 2 pi. And when you are going to consider electric field, 1 by epsilon naught is there. So that's why here that would be reversed in the case. So the standard Maxwell's equation, if you remember, by that you can conclude this one. There you are going to understand displacement current. To understand, here we are going to consider displacement current. Next, so this is a question which is a practical based question. A boy tried to induce a fire using a convex lens. One focus sunlight na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು focus ಮಾಡಿ ignite ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ try ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ on paper na. So they are saying that on the piece of paper used to convex lens of focal length 10 centimeter ಇದೆ. The diameter of this sun is 1.39 into 10⁹ meter ಇದೆ, and its mean distance from the earth is 1.5 into 10⁹ meter is there. What is the diameter of the sun's image on the paper? So what could be the diameter of the sun's image on the paper? What could be the value? So if you are going to do that one, here we need to understand where will be the object is there. So object will be 1.5 into 10⁻11 meter is there. Where will be the image will be there? It could be focused because it is sun is approximately at the large distance is there. So that's why we can consider that the image distance is at focal point. Image distance is at focal point because object is at larger distance. So that's why according to magnification that you can observe that V by U are height of the image to the height of the object, or V by U is V is nothing but focal length and U is nothing but object distance. So that means distance of the sun, diameter of the sun to the diameter of the image will be d1, and diameter of the image that they are diameter of the sun they are given that 1.39 into 10⁹ is there. So diameter of the image will be solving this one by observing that focal distance or object distance is 10 into 10⁻². That means 10 centimeter is there, and the object distance which is at 1.5 into 10⁻11 meter is there. So if you are going to solve this one, you're going to get 9.2 into 10⁻⁻4 meter. It could be a very small, but it could be recognizable because the distance will be in micrometers, or we can say that millimeters also there. So 0.92 millimeter is there. Okay, so this could be the last question because I think so time is up.
Yes, sir.
Student, it is exactly 5:50. So now you need to take a break. So then there will be
Now there will be a break, sir. You are finished, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Just a few minutes, a few words is there.
Okay.
So students face the number of questions, more number of questions daily, then only you can recognize the problems. Because if the question paper is set for an exam means that include all the concepts. So if you are facing number of question papers more, then definitely you will going to observe that the question paper will be repeated. So that's why my suggestion is that if there is a online test will be conducting, please make use of that one. Definitely I'm saying that at least 5 to 10 questions will be repeatedly asking those questions. So that's why if you are trying that one in free times, that means you are in right now, there is no tension of exam. Actually the exam is near, but you can refresh your mind by attempting those questions. So you can judge your caliber also. Don't worry about that. Don't compare with the others. You just focus where you are weak, where you are weak, in which concept you are weak in. then you can revise that concept when you are going for the examination. So by saying these things, thank you for giving me an opportunity for these classes. So I think so today is the last session. No problem at all. I will share the materials that I already shared, some of the materials. I will share you the final minute revision concept maps. So that could be helpful for you to revise in the final moments, so that each chapter will be in one page as is there. So thank you one and all for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for taking up the classes in a nice way. Hope students are happy. Please do share your feedback, students, in my WhatsApp number. Thank you so much, sir. Dear students, now you will be having a break for 15 minutes. Please join back at 6:05. Till then, take a break. After 6:05, there will be a biology class of Priyanka madam. Please do attend. Do not miss this very important time, dear students. Do not miss any class which are happening in the last minute.
Sagar University's College of Allied Health Sciences in Harohaldi, Bangalore. We are changing the game in medical diagnostics and treatment. Our innovative program combines theoretical knowledge with hands-on clinical training at our 300-bed tertiary care hospital, soon to expand to 1,350 beds in 3 years. Our cutting-edge infrastructure includes an advanced skill lab and simulation center to prepare you for global healthcare challenges. Plus, with regular workshops and conferences, you stay up to date on industry trends. Our strong curriculum is aided by technological advancements, and you will have opportunities for innovative research at our Central Research and Innovation Wing. Gain real-life experience with 1 year of industrial exposure. Experience academic excellence in a global environment at Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream. Welcome to the School of Engineering at Dayanand Sagar University. Main campus, Harohaldi, Kanakpura Road, Bangalore. A place that values research, innovation, and creativity. Our industry-aligned curriculum offers a blend of theoretical knowledge, practical experience, academic projects, and internships for a rewarding career in engineering. With an interdisciplinary approach, you can explore your interests by selecting open electives. The on-campus innovation labs, led by professors of practice, provide immersive learning and expertise to find the best solutions to real industry problems and give a different dimension to the students' many and major academic projects. Our Center for Entrepreneurship supports startup opportunities and provides a perfect platform to launch your next big idea into successful ventures. We also prepare you for advanced studies in the latest futuristic technologies. Our BTech programs offer the perfect combination of academic rigor and functional experience in this ever-evolving technological landscape of the future. Experience a whole new world of academic excellence in a global environment. Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream. Nestled within the beautiful and peaceful setting of Dayanand Sagar University's Harohaldi campus is the prestigious College of Nursing, where you embark on a transformative journey as we flawlessly fuse academic expertise with practical skills through our advanced curriculum. Renowned for our focus on innovation and advancement, our experienced faculty members are at the forefront of the nursing field, constantly incorporating the latest advancements in technology and research into the curriculum. Our pioneering facilities, including simulation labs and clinical training rooms, provide an immersive real-world healthcare environment. The Harohaldi campus is a modern and supportive community, complete with all necessary amenities, and provides the perfect, serene environment for students to focus on their studies and achieve their goals. Join our vibrant community and prepare for a successful career in nursing. At Daya Sagar University's Harohaldi campus, the College of Physiotherapy is dedicated to providing students with a top-notch education in the field. The curriculum is designed to give students a comprehensive understanding of the human body and its functions, along with experiential training in the latest physiotherapy techniques. What sets our department apart is our ultra-modern facilities, including sophisticated classrooms and clinical training rooms. Our students have access to the latest technology and equipment, allowing them to hone their skills and knowledge to the highest degree. The faculty at the College of Physiotherapy is comprised of experienced professionals who are dedicated to their students' success. With our modern amenities and a supportive community, Daya Sagar University's College of Physiotherapy is the ideal place for aspiring physiotherapists to begin their journey. Welcome to the School of Engineering at Daya Sagar University, main campus, Harohaldi, Kanakpura Road, Bangalore. A place that values research, innovation, and creativity. Our industry-aligned curriculum offers a blend of theoretical knowledge, practical experience, academic projects, and internships for a rewarding career in engineering. With an interdisciplinary approach, you can explore your interests by selecting open electives. The on-campus innovation labs, led by professors of practice, provide immersive learning and expertise to find the best solutions to real industry problems and give a different dimension to the students' mini and major academic projects. Our Center for Entrepreneurship supports startup opportunities and provides a perfect platform to launch your next big idea into successful ventures. We also prepare you for advanced studies in the latest futuristic technologies. Our BTech programs offer the perfect combination of academic rigor and functional experience in this ever-evolving technological landscape of the future. Experience a whole new world of academic excellence in a global environment. Daya Sagar University. Live the dream.
Dear students, ask your friends to join back. Just 2 minutes are there to start. I also request you to register for mock test, which is going to be on 16th. I have shared the link in group as well as in chat box. Please do register. Once you register, you will receive login credentials in email. With that, you can write the mock test from your home. Break is getting over. I request Priyanka madam to take over the session. I am allowing you to share the screen, madam.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Students will be joining. Please continue, madam. And
Yeah,
students will put their queries in Q&A, madam.
sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Good evening, everyone. So today we will discuss about KCET 2019 paper. I hope these papers will help you out in dealing with your KCET. So I hope this is the last session for you. So all the best. So directly we will go with the question answers, right? So I'll go with the first question. What is the function of protein GLUT4? So few questions we had already discussed before. So the similar questions will be repeated as such. So I hope you will remember the explanation and will give me the answers. So that first question is, what is the function of protein GLUT4? It acts as an enzyme, enables glucose transport into the cells, fight infectious agents, function as intercellular ground substance. So what is the major function of protein GLUT4? Anyone to answer? Okay, I hope. I'll tell the answer. The answer for this is B, that is, it enables glucose transport into the cell. So what is the reason or why we say it as, or why it helps in glucose transport is GLUT4 is an insulin responsive glucose transport. So it is an insulin responsive, means in presence of insulin only, this GLUT4 helps in transportation of glucose. This GLUT4 is found in the adipose tissue and in the brain, and it is present in the cytoplasm of the cells, in the vesicles, and from which it is translocated to the plasma membrane under the influence of insulin. So only under the presence of insulin, so GLUT4 transports the glucose across the vesicles and the plasma membrane. So the next question, cell in the quiescent stage is, that is G0 stage, is always becomes cancerous, shows indefinite proliferation, remain metabolically inactive, remain metabolically active. So what is the answer for this? Cell in the quiescent stage, that is in the G0 stage, always becomes cancerous, so shows indefinite proliferation, remains metabolically inactive, remains metabolically active. So I have got answers here. That is D. Yes, it is D, that remains metabolically active. So we have discussed about this question day before yesterday. Still, I would like to repeat it. So in the G0 stage, so some cells in the adult animals, they do not appear to exhibit any division. That is, they don't show any cell division. So many other divides and many other cells divide only occasionally. So only these heart cells and many other cells, they divide occasionally. They won't divide every time. So these cells, they do not divide further and exist G phase to enter into an inactive stage. So they'll come out of the G1 phase and enter into an inactive stage. We call it as quiescent stage or G0 stage in the cell cycle. So in this stage, whatever the activity is there, it will be metabolically nil, and or they'll be metabolically active, but the proliferation will be nil. There will be no proliferation until and unless there is a requirement by the organism. So consider the following statement 1, 2, 3 regarding the criteria for the essentiality of nutrients in the plants. So first is the presence of elements is must for plants to complete their life cycle. The role of element can be replaced by another in their life cycle. The elements must be directly involved in the metabolism of plant. So what is the right answer? What statements are correct among these three? Yes. So Anvita and Riti says it is A. So let's see. Yes, it is A. Why? Because so the element, so what are the criteria essential for an element or for of an element in it involved in the plant growth and development? So the criteria must be, the element must be absolutely necessary for supporting normal growth and reproduction. So in absence of those elements, the plant do not complete their life cycle. The requirement of the elements must be specific and cannot be replaced by another element. In other words, deficiency cannot be supplied by the other element. The element must be directly involved in the metabolism. So these are all the three criteria, and according to that, here 1 and 3 comes under the criteria. Correct. So that those two statements will be the right statement for the question. During the chemoosmotic synthesis of ATP in photosynthesis, the photons accumulate in the intermembrane space of chloroplast. The proton gradient is not required. The proton accumulates in the intermembrane space of the mitochondrion. Photons accumulate within the lumen of the thylakoids. So what is the answer for this? So during the chemoosmotic synthesis of ATP in photosynthesis process, photons accumulate in the intermembranous space of chloroplast. Yes, right. So yes, we have discussed these questions in the previous class, but I am going to discuss few more questions along with this. This comes under your 2019 paper, right? So that's why I have taken the entire paper as it is. So I have already told you that few questions may get repeated. So we are going to do it again. So the answer for this is, yes, it is C. So as the detail we have already discussed, do you want me to say it again? So during chemoosmotic synthesis, ATP synthesis is dependent or linked to the proton gradient. It is linked to the proton gradient. So what happens here is the proton gradient across the membrane is taken, and there is one difference, though here the photon accumulation is towards the inside of the membrane, that is inside the lumen of the thylakoids. The photon accumulates in the lumen, and it happens in the so it accumulates in the intermembrane space of chloroplast. Photon gradient is not required. Among this, what is the exact answer? The photon accumulates in the intermembrane space of the mitochondrion. Right, so this happens during respiration. So when tripalmitin is used, have we discussed this? When tripalmitin is used as a respiratory substrate, the process consumes 145 molecules of oxygen and releases 1 or 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. The RQ would be, I hope we have discussed this as well. Yes, Anvita. So what could be the answer? What we had discussed already. So we had already discussed, so answer, you should be knowing it. Yes, it is 0.7. That's the right answer. So as we had discussed, respiratory quotient is nothing but volume of carbon dioxide released to the volume of oxygen consumed, right? So based on that, the value will be 0.7. Identify the correct statement with reference to biocontrol agent. You have to identify the incorrect statement with reference to biocontrolling agent. So they do not show any negative impact on crop plants. They help to increase the use of synthetic pesticides. They are significant in treating the ecologically sensitive area. They do not affect non-target pests. So we have to identify the incorrect statement with reference to biocontrolling agent. So the answer is A here. Yes, they do not show any negative impact on the crop plants is the incorrect statement. Means biocontrol agents refers to the biological method of controlling the plants, pests, right? So what we do is, instead of using the chemicals, so we use certain biological things like animals or something where we can protect them from the further destruction, whatever it is there. Instead of insecticides and pesticides, we are going to use the biological method in controlling the plant diseases and pests. In that, it won't show any negative impact here, right? So that is the incorrect statement. So a farmer has applied chemical fertilizers in the crop field for many successive seasons. The crop growth was poor as soil lost its fertility. Suggests the suitable microorganism that replenishes the fertility of soil in this field. I hope this question we have not discussed. So a farmer has applied chemical fertilizers in the crop field for many successive seasons. So for every successive seasons, he has used chemical fertilizers. The crop growth was poor as the soil lost its fertility. Now you have to suggest which microorganism, if we add, that will replenish the fertility of the soil. So Anvita and Sushmita, both answers are different. It's D and A. So what could be the answer? So let's see this B, that is nostoc. Why nostoc? So blue-green algae, whatever is there, such as nostoc, they are very good at fixing nitrogen in the soil. That is, they grow in symbiotic association with the roots of the plant, forming a legume. That is, in the leguminous plants roots, this blue-green algae, they survive in the symbiotic association. In that sense, these helps in fixing the nitrogen for the plants. It provides the plant and the soil with nitrogen. It is an effective way of increasing the production of the plant along with soil fertility. So it not only increases the production of plant, it also increases the soil fertility. Hence, the answer will be nostoc. In cloning vector, antibiotic resistant genes are helpful for. In cloning vectors, antibiotic resistant genes are helpful for transfer of foreign genes to the host, selection of recombinants, making the host cell competent, cleaving the vector by REN. So what is the answer? Eighth one is B, B, A. Okay, let's see. You have given answers. Yes, B is the right answer, selection of recombinants. So what happens here is antibiotic resistant genes present in the vector is mainly used for selection of transformed bacterial cell. That is, the transformed bacterial cell will contain a recombinant vector with the antibiotic resistance gene so that it can resist the antibiotic containing media. The non-transformed cell failed to survive in antibiotic-containing media during the selection process. So in cloning vectors, antibiotic-resistant genes are helpful for selection of recombinants. A student, while extracting DNA from Aspergillus fungus, requires dash enzyme to break open the cell wall. Which enzyme is that? Cellulase, lysozyme, pectinase, chitinase. A student, basically he wants to extract DNA from Aspergillus fungus. So he requires certain enzyme to break open the cell wall. Which enzyme he requires? Cellulase, lysozymes, pectinase, chitinase. Okay, few says it is cellulase, few says it is chitinase. The answer is chitinase. So basically, why we need chitinase? So these enzymes, the chitinase enzymes are the one which degrades the cell wall. Plasma membrane degrading enzymes are lipases. So those are also needed to extract DNA. But basically, we need chitinase to degrade the cell wall. Since yeast is a fungi, fungus will have cell wall made up of chitin. And isolation of DNA requires this enzyme so that they can dissolve the cell wall and extract DNA. Identify the DNA sequence which can be cut using echo-RI. I hope these questions are new. Very few is repeated. So this is a new question. Identify the DNA sequence which can be cut using echo-RI. So 10th one is D. Only one has answered. Any other answers? Okay, let's see the answer here. Correct. Dhriti, it is correct. So it is 3' to 5', ACG, AAA, sorry, AAT, TCAT. Right. So this is the sequence which can be cut using echo-RI. That is, this in the laboratory to cut enzymes, we need restriction enzymes. Correct. So specific nucleotide sequence will have specific restriction enzymes. Means restriction enzymes will cut specific nucleotide sequence only. So different restriction enzymes recognizes a different DNA sequence. In that sense, EcoRI is a restriction enzyme that cleaves the DNA double helix into fragments, that is as pieces at specific sites. So what is that sequence? It is the sequence is here ACG, then AA, TT, CAT. So this is the complementary sequence of this. So this is where EcoRI recognizes and causes what is this? They restrict causes the cleavage of the DNA. Which of the following amino acid is coded by single codon? So you know that amino acids are coded by, each amino acids can be coded by any codons. So there is one amino acid which is coded by a single codon, or which of the following amino acid is coded by single codon. So you have to check which amino acid is coded by single codon. Valine, phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan. Which amino acid is coded by a single codon? The question is. Students, we are talking about the 11th question, which says which of the following amino acids is coded by single codon? Is it valine, phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan? C, B both. B, C, B. Which one? So it is D, tryptophan. So let's see what. So if you see, valine is coded for GTC, GTA, GTG. So all these codons codes for valine. Then codons UUU and UUC codes for phenylalanine only. Okay, so this feature of genetic code is called degenerative. And tyrosine code for it is coded by ATA, ATG. And tryptophan is coded by only UGG. UGG is the only single codon which codes for tryptophan. In prokaryotes, the transcription of DNA is initiated with the help of Rho factor, elongation factor, sigma factor, termination factor. So in prokaryotes, the termination of DNA is initiated with the help of. In prokaryotes, the termination of DNA is initiated with the help of Rho factors, elongation factors, sigma factors, and termination factor. What could be the answer? Yes, it is C, that is sigma factor. So sigma factor, these are the proteins which promotes the binding of RNA polymerase to promote sites with DNA sequencing to allow for the initiation of transcription. For the initiation of transcription, we need DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase to come and attach, we need sigma factor proteins. So this sigma factor protein attaches at the specific sequence in the gene and thereby helps in the transcription process. According to Human Genome Project, the total number of genes in the human genome is estimated 30,000. The number of genes present on Y chromosomes are. How many number of chromosomes are present in Y chromosome? Sorry, how many number of genes are present in the Y chromosome? So in the total number of genes estimated to be 30,000 genes. How many genes are present on Y chromosome? Answer for this, 13th one. So let's see the answer. It is C, 231 genes. So according to the salient features of Human Genome Project, the total number of genes in the human genome is estimated to be 30,000 chromosomes. One has most genes, that is 2968, and the Y, sorry, this is X. X has most genes, that is Okay. Not X. It is chromosome number 1. Chromosome number 1 has the largest number of genes present, sorry, that is 2968, and Y has the fewest, that is 231. So here the answer is 231. So in the crime investigation, the investigating officer collects different biological sample from the crime spot for DNA fingerprinting analysis. Which of the following sample is not helpful in the analysis? Skin shreds, erythrocytes, semen sample, hair follicle. Which is not helpful for DNA fingerprinting technique? So C, Dhriti says it is C. Let's find out what is the right answer. It is B, erythrocytes. Why we don't use erythrocyte for DNA fingerprinting? So erythrocytes, they contain a pigment, hemoglobin, which imparts the red color to the blood and transport oxygen and carbon dioxide to and fro through the tissues. So in the criminal investigation, the investigating officer collects samples from the crime spot for DNA fingerprinting analysis. It can be skin shred, semen sample, and hair follicle. These are helpful for DNA fingerprinting. Erythrocyte is not utilized in the fingerprinting process. So a mature mRNA consists of bases without any stop codon in between. Calculate the number of amino acids coded by mRNA during translation. So a mature mRNA consists of bases without any stop codon in between. So calculate the number of amino acids coded by mRNA during translation. Answers. Fine. Answer is 300. So 3 bases contains 1 codon. So 900 bases contains 300 codon. So the number of amino acids coded by mRNA during translation of 300 codes is 300. So hence the answer C, 300. Which one of the following ecosystem has the highest annual net primary productivity? Desert, tropical deciduous forest, tropical rainforest, temperate evergreen forest. Which one of the ecosystem will have highest annual net primary productivity? So the answer is C. That's the right answer. Why? Because tropical rainforest is hot, moist biome found near the Earth's equator. The tropical rainforest receives 60 to 160 inches of precipitation that is fairly evenly distributed throughout the year. And tropical rainforest has the highest annual net primary productivity, that is 9,000 kilocalories per meter square per year. So this net primary productivity is the rate at which all the plants in the ecosystem produces net useful chemical energy. So that is highest in the tropical rainforest. Hence the answer C. Of the total incident solar energy of percentage photosynthetically active radiation captured by the plants. Of the total incident solar radiation of percentage photosynthetically active radiation, that is PAR, captured by the plants is, in terms of percentage, you have to tell how much PAR is absorbed by the plants or how much PAR is obtained by the plants. So let's see. Yes, that's the right answer. 2 to 10% of power only is utilized. So the source of energy in the solar ecosystem is solar energy. 50% of solar energy incident over the earth is present in power. Almost 1 to 5% of incident solar energy or 2 to 10% of power is captured by photosynthetic organisms in the synthesis of organic matter. So even though 50% is received by the earth, in that only 2 to 10% is utilized by the power during photosynthetic process. The historic convention related to conservation of biological diversity is known as Earth Summit, Kyoto Protocol, World Summit, Montreal Protocol. The historic convention related to conservation of biological diversity is known as then only A is the answer. Yes, it is the right answer. So the United Nations Conference of Environment and Development, UNCED, also known as Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, the Rio Summit, the Rio Conference or the Earth Summit, whatever we have named it, was a major United Nations conference held in Rio de Janeiro from 3 to 14 June 1992. So more than 100 heads of state met in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So Earth Summit was created as a response for the member states to cooperate together internationally in order to develop the issues, whatever happened after the Cold War. So the historic convention related to conservation of biological diversity is also known as Earth Summit. Which of the following human activities has contributed as deforestation by northeast sides of India, urbanization, industrialization, monocropping, jhum cultivation? So among the following human activity has contributed as deforestation by northeast sides of India. What is that human activity which contributes for deforestation? Urbanization, industrialization, monocropping, jhum cultivation. Yes, the answer D is given. Yes, it is D, jhum cultivation. So jhum cultivation is also called as slash and burn agriculture. So in the northeastern states of India, so as this jhum cultivation also contributed for deforestation, which is followed by northeastern states of India. So here what they will do, they will cut down the trees of the forest. They will burn the plant's remains. The ash is utilized as a fertilizer, and the land is used for farming or cattle grazing. So after some time, after cultivation, this land will be left for several years so that it will allow for, or it will go for its recovery. So the farmers, then they will move to a new place and they will repeat again. This is called as jhum culture. So in area where DDT has been used extensively, the population of birds declined significantly because birds became vulnerable to predators. Birds stopped laying eggs. Many of the eggs laid by birds show premature breaking. Earthworms in the area got eradicated. What happened to the population of birds in that area where they have used DDT? Okay, D, answer given as D. It's C. Answer is C. Why? Because DNA was commonly used as a pesticide, right? On prolonged use of this pesticides, it has many side effects. Among them, the side effect which we have observed is these plants, they'll get accumulated as a chemical in the body, in the plant body, and they enter into the food chain. The birds were affected due to the presence of pesticides. That is, when the birds eat the plants in which DDT is accumulated, it will affect their egg laying capacity, or the birds which was laying egg, it got stopped, or their egg shells became very thin, where it was unable to withstand the external temperature. Hence, it failed in hatching of the new bird, or hatching to become a new bird. So answer, many of the eggs laid by the bird show premature breaking. Why? Because DDT made the eggshells very thin, or due to the presence of DDT, the eggshells were very thin. The brain capacity of Homo habilis is 1800 cc, between 650 to 800 cc, 900 cc, 1400 cc. Okay, somebody's question is, Madam, may I know how many members are attending the classes? What for this? That doesn't matter for you, I guess. You should attend the classes more required.
You're right, madam. The number of students, there is a huge number of students who are registered. Some will attend physics, chemistry, maths. Some will skip biology.
So it doesn't matter how many is attending. Fine. So the brain capacity of Homo habilis, that is 1800 cc, between 650 to 800 cc, 900 cc, and 1400 cc. So what could be the answer here? So let's see, you have given the answer as B. Yes, it is between 650 to 800 cc. That is, Homo habilis were the first human-like beings with 650 to 800 cranial capacity. Right. So the next question. In Bougainvillea and Cucurbita, the axillary buds is modified into thorn and tendril, respectively. This is an example of coevolution, divergent evolution, microevolution, convergent evolution. So in Bougainvillea and Cucurbita, the axillary bud is modified into thorns and tendrils, respectively. That is, in Bougainvillea, it has been modified into thorns, and in Cucurbita, it has been modified into tendril. So what is this example? This is an example of what? It is co-evolution, divergent evolution, microevolution, convergent evolution. So the answer I'm seeing, it is B. Yes, it is a divergent evolution. So divergent evolution, in the sense, it is the process whereby groups from the same common ancestors evolve and accumulate differences, resulting in the formation of new species. Means whatever the same ancestors were there, little bit evolution takes place in that ancestral characteristics, and new characteristics will be exhibited. So those new species comes under, or formation of these new species, the process is called as divergent evolution. So it creates homologous organs. Divergent evolution always creates homologous organs. So in that sense, the thorn of Bougainvillea and tendril of Cucurbita, here both are axillary buds, but these they have come out in a different way. They have been modified in a different way to perform different function. Where if you see, thorn is for self-protection or defense, and tendril is for support, right? So their action, their formation, modification is different, but they are from the same organ, that is same part, that is axillary bud. So such process is called as divergent evolution. So the next question, identify the incorrect statement. You have to identify the incorrect statements here. HIV is transmitted by mosquito bite. Pneumonia is a bacterial disease. Cancer is a non-infectious disease. Ringworm is a fungal disease. Which statement is incorrect among these? 4. So it is, the answers are coming as A. Yes, it is A. HIV is not transmitted by mosquito bite, right? It is transmitted through saliva or through, sorry, it is not transmitted through mosquito bite. It is transmitted through used injections, blood transmission through mother to the fetus and all those things, and through sexual contact, not through the saliva of the mosquito. Right? The bacterial pneumonia is a bacterial disease. Yes, pneumonia is caused by the bacteria Streptococcus. Hence, it is a bacterial disease. That's right. Sorry. And cancer, yes, it is an infectious. It's a non-infectious disease. It is nothing but the abnormal cell growth, and it won't come from one person to another. It won't infect from one person to another. It is basically caused by the combination of genetic and environmental factors. And ringworm is a common infection of skin and nails, and it is caused by fungus. Hence, it is a fungal disease. So, all the statements are correct except the first one. A person shows symptoms like sneezing, watery eyes, morning sickness, and difficulty in breathing on exposure to certain substances in the air. Which type of antibody is produced during such condition? IgG, IgE, IgM, IgA. So this question is really easy. I hope you can easily say. So answer is B, B, A. Somebody is telling it as A. Yes. So let's see the answer. So most of you are telling it as B. Somebody told it as D. It is B, IgE. So what is this IgE? Immunoglobulin E is an antibodies produced by immune system. So immunoglobulin E is an antibodies produced by the immune system. If you have any allergies, so your immune system will overreact to the allergen and produces the antibodies, that is nothing but IgE. So these antibodies travel to the cells that releases chemicals causing allergies. There they will help to combat. So this can cause wheezing, itching, running nose, watery and itchy eyes, and other symptoms. A man was suffering from mental illness like depression and insomnia. Identify the drug which is normally used as a medicine in such cases. A person is suffering from mental illness like depression and insomnia. Identify the drug which is normally used as a medicine in such cases. Morphine, LSD, nicotine, and heroin. LSD is nothing but lysergic acid, diethylamides. So the answer here is C, B, C, B. Okay, it is a confusion between C and B. So let's see. It is B, that is LSD, lysergic acid diethylamides. So, drugs like barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, and lysergic acid diethylamides and other similar drugs. They are normally used as medicines to help patient cope with mental diseases, mental illness like depression and insomnia, and they are often used for those patients. Plants like Markentia and Funaria produce gametes by mitosis because they are gametophytes. Plant body is haploid, they are dioecious, gametophyte is diploid. So plants like Markentia and Funaria produces gametes by mitosis process. Why? They are gametophytes. Plant body is haploid. They are dioecious, or gametophyte is diploid. What could be the answer here? Markentia and Funaria. Shruti says it is D. So let's see the answer. The answer is B. The plant body is haploid. So let's see that liverworts usually grow in moist and shady habitats. The plant body is haploid in that. Thallus is dorsiventral and closely pressed to the substrate. Some membranes have tiny leaf-like appendages into 2 rows on the stem-like structures. So that example will be Markentia. So the gametophyte is the predominant stage of life cycle in those mosses, and the leafy stage development from the protonema as a lateral bud. The leafy stage consists of upright, slender axis bearing spirally arranged leaves. It is attached to the soil through multicellular branched rhizoids. Then the leafy stage bears sex organs. Vegetative propagation takes place by fragmentation, budding, and secondary protonema. So altogether, plants like Markentia and Funaria, they produce gametes by mitosis because their plant body is haploid in nature. So you have to identify this, the sexual reproductive structure here, M, in the following diagram. I hope we have discussed this already. So answer you would be knowing very clearly. So answer is bud. It's not C, it is B, the bud. So a single individual is capable of producing offsprings. As a result, the offsprings that are produced are not only identical to one another, but also the exact copy of their parent is known as asexual reproduction. A small bud-like projection, what we see in the yeast cell, it is called as bud. Excuse me. In some plants, stigma and anther mature at different times because it attracts pollinators, it facilitates self-pollination, it prevents cross-pollination, it facilitates cross-pollination. What could be the answer? So somebody is asking where is zoospore in the diagram? Where we are not talking anything about zoospore here, dear. Okay, if you want to see the previous question. The previous question is showing a bud-like structure here. What is it exactly they are asking? Right, so extra projection in the yeast cell. What is this? This is nothing but the bud. Okay, 28th answer. So here, what is the question? I'll read out again. So in some plants, stigma and anther mature at different times. They both mature at the different times. Why? What is the reason? So it attracts pollinators, it facilitates self-pollination, it prevents cross-pollination, it facilitates cross-pollination. So answer I can see C, D, B, different answers. So the right answer is it facilitates self-pollination. That is, in dichogamy, the anther and stigma matures at different times. So either anther dies before the stigma becomes receptive, that is called protandry, or stigma becomes receptive before anther dies, that is called protogyny. So during this time, if pollen grains of another plant of the same species fall on the stigma of the dichogamy flower, then the type of pollination that will occur is cross-pollination, until and unless the another pollen grains from the another plant of the same species falls, the main intention of maturity of these two at different times is it facilitates self-pollination. Nowadays, agricultural practice is expensive to the farmers as they need to purchase hybrid seeds every year. Which of the following strategies can be employed to overcome this problem? Synthetic seeds, production of apomictic seeds, conventional plant breeding, parthenocarpy. So answer 29th answer is B, A, B. I can see two different answers. So the answer is C, conventional plant breeding method. So it is the development or improvement of cultivars using conservative tool for manipulating plant genome within the natural genetic boundaries of the species. So this is the general strategy. The basic general strategy is to breed a cultivar whose genetic purity and productivity can be sustained by its natural mating system. So conventional plant breeding is used to overcome the problems of purchasing hybrid seeds. I hope it is clear what is conventional plant breeding and how it helps to facilitate the farmers in seed production instead of buying the hybrid seeds. Identify the correct order of steps involved in artificial hybridization in plants. Artificial pollination, emasculation, rebagging and bagging. So rebagging, artificial pollination, bagging and emasculation. Emasculation, bagging, artificial pollination, rebagging. Bagging, artificial pollination, rebagging, emasculation. What is the correct sequence of artificial hybridization in plants? Answer is C. Yes. So what is artificial hybridization? It is one of the major approach to crop improvement program. So in such crossing experiments, it is important to make sure that only desired pollen grains are used for pollination and the stigma is protected from contamination. That is, the stigma is protected in such a way to avoid the other pollen grains. So this is achieved by emasculation process and bagging technique. So first what we do, we remove the anthers from the flower, then the stigma will be bagged, then artificial pollination is done and again rebagged. So that will be the sequence which can be seen in the C option. Which of the following protozoan parasite causes sleeping sickness? So this we have discussed already. Which protozoan causes sleeping sickness? Plasmodium, entamoeba, leishmania, trypanosoma. Yes, Sushmita, you're right. It is trypanosoma. So as I discussed yesterday, there are flagellated protozoans which either present free living or parasite. Free living are both they have flagella, and the parasitic one is the one which causes the sleeping sickness. And the example for parasitic flagellated protozoan is trypanosoma. So which of the following phyla possess body cavity as shown in the given diagram? I hope this also we had discussed. So you have to check the diagram and let me know which phyla has this type of body cavity. So you said Ascaleminthus. Yes, it is Ascaleminthus. So what happens here? It is the outermost is ectoderm, the innermost is the endoderm, and this mesoderm is the area where there you can see some scattered pouches. The mesoderm will be present in terms of scattered pouches. We call it as pseudocoelom, and such animals are called as pseudocoelomates. Testa and tegmen of the seed coat represents dried integuments, dried sepals, dried tepals, dried petals. Testa and tegmen of the seed coat represents dried integuments, dried sepals, dried tepals, dried petals. So what is that? Answer for testa and tegmen of the seed coat represent what? So it is A, it is D, D. So let's see. The answer is A, that is dried integuments. So the ovule maturation leads to the developmental changes in the integuments in the form of reduction and disorganization of the thickening. The ovules are covered by two layers of integuments. This is the ovule, means there will be two layers of integuments. So these two are the outer integuments, we call it as testa, and the inner one we call it as tegmen. So these two integument layers, during the maturation of ovule, these two layers will be there, and the seed coat is developed from these two integuments, so that the seed is protected from mechanical injuries and desiccation as well. So these two are the dried integuments that is present in the seed coat. The trees growing in temperate region show clear demarcation between spring wood and autumn wood. This is because yesterday we learned this. The trees growing in temperate regions show clear demarcation between spring wood and autumn wood. This is because the climatic conditions are uniform throughout the year. The water stress is more, the temperature is high, the climatic conditions are not uniform throughout. So we had discussed this question. So based on that, answer is A. The climatic conditions are uniform throughout the year. So in the plants of temperate regions, cambium is more active in the spring and less active in the autumn season. The temperate region, the climatic conditions are not uniform throughout. However, in tropics, climatic conditions are uniform throughout. Hence, the answer here is, the answer here should be, I think it should be D, not A. So that is, the climatic conditions are not uniform throughout. So identify the part labeled as M in the given diagram. I hope this also we discussed. What is this part in the picture? Chromatid kinetochore centromere satellite. Yes, we had discussed based on that. And go fast. Yes, it is D. So now this is the secondary constrictions we can see in the chromosomal arm. So we call it as satellite. Which of these is not an advantage in genetically modified crops? Which of these is not an advantage in genetically modified crops? Increases efficiency of mineral usage in plants, reduces the reliance on chemical pesticides, enhances the nutritional value of the food, increases the post-harvest losses. Which of these is not an advantage in genetically modified crops? Not an advantage. So D, B, D. Any other answer? So it is D is the right answer. That is not it is not an advantage for a genetically modified crops. So let's see little bit information regarding it. Genetically modified crops or GM crops we generally call. These are the type of plants whose DNA has been modified using genetic engineering technique. So where a new trait to the plant which does not occur naturally in the species will be embedded in. So GM plants have been useful in many ways. So the genetically modification has made crops more tolerant to abiotic stresses, that is external stress like cold, drought, salt, heat and all. It reduced the reliance on chemical pesticides, that is they made the crop itself as pest resistant crop, help to reduce post-harvest losses. Also, it reduces the post-harvest losses. Okay, and increased efficiency of mineral usage by plants and enhanced nutritional value of the food. This vitamin A enriched rice and all those things. So it does not increase the post-harvest losses, it decreases the post-harvest losses. Some multinational companies have exploited the traditional knowledge of the indigenous people to produce commercially important bioproducts without their consent. This is an example of biopatent, bioprospecting, biopiracy, bioremediation. What is it? It is C, A, C. So A and C, there is a confusion between A and C here. So let's see the answer. It is C, that is biopiracy. So biopiracy is a term used to refer the use of bioresources by multinational companies and other organizations without proper authorization from the countries and people concerned without compensatory payment. It is called as biopiracy. So in amphibians and reptiles, the body temperature changes corresponding to external temperature. The organism which shows this kind of response is termed as partial regulators, regulator, thermophiles, conformers. So C, most of you are telling C and Riti is telling D. So let's see whether it is C or D. It is neither C nor B nor D, it is B, regulators. So in regulator, organisms are able to maintain homeostasis by physiological means. So that is, they enjoy constant body temperature, constant osmotic concentration throughout. All birds and mammals and a very few lower vertebrates and invertebrate species are indeed capable of such regulation, that is thermoregulation and osmoregulation. Hence the answer, regulators. So assertion and reasoning type of question is given here. The monarch butterfly feeds on poisonous weeds during its caterpillar stage. Reason, it helps butterfly to become distasteful to the predators. A is true, R is false. A is true, R is correct explanation. And both A and R are false. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation. So what is the correct option here? We have given two sentences, assertion 1 and reason 1. You have to let me know what is the correct option for this. So answer is given B. Let's see. Yes. So butterfly acquires this chemical during its caterpillar stage by feeding on the poisonous weeds. So the monarch butterfly is highly distasteful to its predators because of a special chemical present in its body. So they intentionally feed on poisonous weeds so that they become distasteful for the predators. So B is the right answer. That is, both the statements are true and R is the correct explanation. From the given option, identify the correct combination of population interaction that corresponds to the symbol given. Parasitism, competition, mutualism, predation, competition, commensalism, mutualism, competition, commensalism, mutualism, parasitism, amensalism. What is the correct combination of population interaction? So answer is C, that is mutualism, competition and commensalism. So just a minute. So the explanation is shown here. It is a if a species A is gaining and B is also gaining, it is mutualism. If both are under loss, competition. If one is positive, one is negative, predation. If one is positive and the other one is also parasitism. If one is gaining, the other one is of nothing, it is not affected, commensalism. So this is regarding the table, that is the name of the interaction between the two organisms. The nourishing cells in the seminiferous tubules are follicular, Leydig, Sertoli, spermatogonial cells. So the nourishing cells in the seminiferous tubules are what? C and A. Yes, it is C, that is Sertoli cells. So why? So the large sustentacular cells that extend from the capsule to the lumen of the seminiferous tubules are called as Sertoli cells. So they serve to support, nourish, and regulate the maturation of sperm cells during spermatogenesis. If in a normal menstruating woman, menses occurs 5th April, what will be the expected date of ovulation? So if the menses date is 5th April, what could be the expected ovulation time? So what could be the ovulation time? '18th April or B. So let's see. Yes, it is 18th April. So let's see. So normal menstruating woman, if the menses occurs at 5th April, the expected date of ovulation is 18th April. Why? Because see here, this is the chart where if the menses starts on 1st, so that the first 5 days will be the menses day or the day of outflow, bleeding. Then after that, like if the menses starts at 1, your ovulation will be during 13, 14 or 15. So during this stage, you can see the egg release or ovulation. So if the menses happens in 5th, so obviously it will be during the time of 18, 19 and 20. So you have to identify the stages of PQRS here. So you can see it is a spermatogenesis process. So here, what is PQRS in the given diagram? So yesterday we learned the similar picture of oogenesis, I hope. So today we are learning about spermatogenesis. So what could be the answer here? D is answer or D, B, So B is the right answer. So you can see the picture here. So at the time of puberty, spermatogonia undergoes mitosis division. Mitosis, that is, it undergoes differentiation to become primary spermatocyte. So primary spermatocyte undergoes first meiotic division to become secondary spermatocyte. So your P is secondary spermatocyte, undergoes second meiotic division to become spermatids. Spermatids undergoes differentiation to become spermatozoa, which differentiates to become sperms. So the right here is, so the right answer here is, this is primary spermatocyte, this is the secondary spermatocyte, this is spermatid, and this is spermatozoa or the sperm. The method of natural conception which requires correct knowledge of menstrual cycle is periodic abstinence, lactational amenorrhea, IUDs, that is intrauterine devices, coitus interruptus, which is the natural conception which requires the correct knowledge of menstrual cycle. A, then B, C. Okay. So the answer is periodic abstinence. So periodic abstinence, the natural method, it works on the principle of avoiding the chances of ovum and sperm meeting. That is the basic thing in natural methods of contraception. So periodic abstinence is one such method in which couples avoid or abstain from coitus from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, that is during the ovulation, where we can expect the ovulation period. So as chance of fertilization are very high during this period, and it is called as fertile period. So avoiding the meeting of ovum and sperm during this period, or avoiding the coitus during this period, so it may prevent the conception process, hence it is a natural contraception. The childless couple visited assisted reproductive technologies. Okay, the childless couple visit ART center to get assistance to have a child. On diagnosis, it was noticed that there was a low sperm count in the male partner. Which of the following strategies of ART is more suitable in this case? So a couple go for ART. They visit the ART center, and there they will get to know that the male is not, or male has a very low sperm count. So what strategy is more suitable for them? Artificial insemination, zygote intrafallopian transfer, both the answers you have given. What could be the answer? Right answer. Let's find out the right answer here. It is artificial insemination. So infertility can be either due to inability of the male partner to inseminate, or the female, or due to very low sperm count in the ejaculates, that could be corrected by artificial insemination technique. So in this technique, what happens? Semen will be collected either from the husband or from the healthy donor, and is artificially introduced either into the vagina or into the uterus of the female. I hope this picture also we have done already, and you know the answer very well. So in the following picture, you have to tell what is the stages of M and N. So what is the stages of M and N in the given picture? It is C, it is B, it is A. M is a geometric phase and N is the arithmetic phase. So in the given figure, what is happening? The zygote is undergoing mitotic division. In the initial stage of M, every progeny cell retains its capacity to divide and form progeny cells. Hence, no cells are undergoing differentiation. Okay, so here the division occurs in a 2n manner. Growth in unicellular organisms and certain higher plants can be seen here. The graph plotted here is exponentially gradually moving to the sigmoid. So that's the thing. So here in the N stage, if you see in the M stage, what is happening? The cells are just dividing and there is no differentiation here. But in the N stage, not all progeny cells retain their capacity to divide. Some will stop, some will undergo differentiation. Right. So here the division occurs in 2, 4, 6, 8, that is in the arithmetic progression. So hence the graph plotted here is linear. So here M stage, there's only division, no differentiation. Or there is only yes, there is only division, there's no differentiation. Hence it is a geometric phase, and because they retain, the progeny retains as it is. But in the arithmetic, that is in the N stage, few will go for differentiation, few will go for division. Hence it is a arithmetic phase. Indigestion of fats in human may be an indication of intestinal ulcer, under secretion of saliva, inflammation of liver, under secretion of amylopsin. Yeah, we discussed this as well. So think and answer. In the indigestion of fats in human may be the indication of yes. So let's see. It is B. Indigestion is often a sign of underlying problems such as ulcers, gallbladder disease, and so that is indigestion of fat in human may be an indication of inflammation of the liver. So it is nowhere an indication of undersecretion of saliva. Right? Choose the correct statement for the following. From the following. So among the four, you have to find out the correct statement in this. Erythroblastosis fetalis may result when fetus is Rh negative and the mother is Rh positive. Histamine, serotonin, heparin are secreted by basophils. Atherosclerosis is often referred to as angina pectoris. Person with blood group AB can donate blood to the person with blood group AB only. Oh, sorry, A. What is the answer here? B is the answer, C is the answer, B is the answer. Yes, B is the right answer. It's a correct statement because erythroblastosis fetalis may result when the fetus is Rh positive and the mother is Rh negative. The reverse is given here. So that is a wrong statement. And then arteriosclerosis is often referred to as arteriosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is also referred to as arteriosclerosis, not angina pectoris. Then person with blood group can donate with blood group AB received from anyone, any blood group person. So the all three statements are wrong. Only the correct statement is histamine, serotonin, and heparin are secreted by basophils. Okay, the answer is already given here. In the blind spot of human eye, both cones and rods are absent. Only cones are absent. Both cones and rods are present. Only rods are absent. So we had discussed this. So I am going directly. So I had shown the picture also in the retina of the eye. So there will be one part where there will be no presence of cones and rods. So that part we call it as a blind spot. And in that place, if a if there is any light passes through, there will be no image formation takes place. So that's why it is called blind spot. A boy after attaining sexual maturity shows, yes, this also we had discussed. A boy after attaining sexual maturity shows muscular growth, growth of facial and axillary hairs, aggressiveness, low pitch voice. These changes are attributed to dash hormone. Which hormone? Yes, it is testosterone. So as we had discussed already, so testosterone is meant for the maturation and functioning of secondary sexual characters in the male body. Identify the enzyme that catalyzes the step M in the given picture of replication of retrovirus: reverse transcriptase, RNA polymerase, recombinase, and DNA ligase. So which enzyme is required in the given step of replication of retrovirus? So what is the answer? A, B, confusion between reverse transcriptase and RNA polymerase. So let's see. The answer is yes, A, reverse transcriptase. So the picture is here. So the retrovirus, so leaving off the protein code, it will inject only the viral DNA. This viral DNA is produced by a reverse transcriptase. Basically, viral RNA is introduced that will be converted into, or that will be transcripted into viral DNA with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme. So this viral DNA then gets incorporated into the host genome, and later they start producing the new virus. So this new virus will be having the same genes, but the protein will be of human proteins. So now this can infect further. So here basically what is happening, viral RNA has been entered and it has been converted into viral DNA. So the enzyme required here is reverse transcriptase. In animal breeding, the maximum genetic variation can be achieved through inbreeding, outcrossing, interspecific hybridization, crossbreeding. So in animal breeding, the maximum genetic variation can be achieved through So in animal breeding, the maximum genetic variation can be achieved through inbreeding, outcrossing, interspecific hybridization, crossbreeding. What is the right answer here? So let's see. Yes, it is C. So when breeding is between animals of same breed, it is called as inbreeding. Outcrossing this is a practice of mating of animals within the same breed, but having no common ancestor of their either side. So that is their pedigree. If you see up to 4 to 6 generation behind, their ancestors will not be same. There will be no common ancestors. So that kind of mating is called as outcrossing. And interspecific hybridization, in this method, male and female animals of 2 different species are mated. They belong to 2 different genera, or they will have maximum genetic variation as they belong to 2 different species. Right. So here we can use this method to combine to get desirable features in the progeny. Then crossbreeding, in this method, superior males of one breed are mated with the superior females of the another breed. Right, that is crossbreeding. So here, so we can get maximum genetic variation only through interspecific hybridization. The oil content and quantity of groundnut variety are improved by plant breeding technique. This is an example of bioremediation, biomagnification, biodegradation, biofortification. So the oil content and the quantity of groundnut variety was improved by plant breeding technique. This is an example of D. It is, yes, it is biofortification. So what is this biofortification? It refers to breeding crops with higher values of vitamins and minerals or higher protein and healthier fats, and is the most practical means to improve public health. So breeding for improved nutritional quality is undertaken with the objective to improve and enhance protein content and quality, oil content and quality, vitamin content, and micronutrient and mineral content. All these will be taken care under biofortification. That is breeding of high level crops with high levels of vitamins and minerals. Microbes like spirulina can be a good alternative to the conventional source of proteins for human nutrition because their proteins are different from plant proteins. They give more biomass in less time. They have a high fiber content. They are produced using synthetic fertilizers. Microbes like spirulina can be a good alternative to the conventional source of proteins for human nutrition. What is the reason? B. Is that B is the right answer? Let's see. Yes, B is the right answer. So microbes like spirulina can be grown easily on materials like wastewater from potato processing plants, that is containing starch, straw, molasses, animal manure, or even sewage to produce large quantities and can serve as a food rich in proteins, minerals, nutrition because of high rate of biomass production and growth in less time. So you have to see the following 4 statements are given: morphological, biochemical, or physiological characters of the plant. So you have to find out the correct combination of the statement which give natural resistance to the plant against insect pests. Presence of hairy leaves, production of more nectar in the flower, high sugar content in the plant parts, and presence of high aspartic acid concentration. So you have to choose the correct statement or correct combination which gives a natural resistance against insect pests. So read the question properly and you can answer me. B, C. It is a C, that is first and fourth. So insect resistant in host crop is due to morphological, biochemical, and physiological characters. Some characters which make the plants resistant to insects are high aspartic acids, presence of hairy leaves, low nitrogen and sugar content in maize, make them resistant to stem borers, production of less nectar in flowers. So all these are the criteria which makes the plant resistant to insect. And here, according to that, 1 and 4 will be the right answer. Identify the odd one among the following: hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, thalassemia. So you have to identify odd one out in these 4. Find out odd one out among the following. So the answer here, what could be the answer? You have to identify the odd one out among the following disorders: hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. Sickle cell anemia, you say? The answer is hemophilia. So the most common and prevalent Mendelian disorder is hemophilia, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, color blindness, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, etc. It is important to mention here that Mendelian disorders may be dominant or recessive. Hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disease which shows it's transmitted from an unaffected carrier female to some of the male progeny. The other diseases is an autosomal recessive disorder. From the chromosomal component given below, identify one which shows female heterogamety. So which one shows the female heterogamety? From the chromosomal complements given below, identify the one which shows the female heterogamety, that is XXXO, XXXY, XXXXY, ZZ, and ZW. That is D. Yes, it is D. So this kind of heterogamety is shown by the birds, right? So bird shows the different mechanism of sex determination. In this case, the total number of chromosomes is same in both males and females, but two different types of gametes in terms of sex chromosomes are produced. So that is in order to have a distinction with the mechanism of sex determination. So two different chromosomes are generated or produced by the female, which is designated as Z and W, and in males they have a pair of Z chromosomes besides the autosome. In Morgan experiment with Drosophila, when a yellow-bodied, white-eyed female was crossed with brown-bodied, red-eyed male, and their F1 progeny was intercrossed, what was the percentage of recombinants in FA2 generation? So in a Morgan experiment of Drosophila, so when an yellow-bodied, white-eyed female is crossed with a brown-bodied, red-eyed male, that is a yellow-body, white-eyed female is crossed with red-eyed, brown body, red-eyed. This is capital. So red-eyed, brown body, red-eye male. So when you cross these two, you will get F1 generation. When you self-cross the F1 generation, you get the F2 generation, F2 progenies. So what percentage of F2 generation will have recombinant DNA in them? See 1.3. Yes, it is 1.3. So here if you see, so the genes, while white and red. So if you see the phenotypic ratio of this kind of crossing over is 9:3:3:1, right? So in that, that is in that some genes were tightly linked while others are loosely linked. So for example, he found that genes white and yellow were tightly linked and showed only 1.3% recombination, while white and miniature wing showed 37.2% recombination. Anyway, so the recombination of these two genes can be seen in 1.3% of recombination. So in the following picture, you have to use in human predictive analysis Identify the symbol that denotes consanguineous meeting. Consanguineous meeting. Consanguineous meeting. So you can pronounce it either way. Which symbol gives out or denotes the consanguineous meeting? It is B. So let's see. Yes, it is a B. So this is the one. This shows the meeting between the relatives. Which of the following nitrogen base is found only in DNA? Cytosine, adenine, thymine, guanine. Which of these nitrogen base is found only in DNA? C, thymine, correct. So DNA is nothing but a polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. So here you will find the nitrogen bases are of two types, purine and pyrimidine. Nitrogen base purine includes adenine and guanine, and pyrimidine includes cytosine and thymine. So thymine is specifically found in DNA. So this thymine is absent in DNA, hence in the place of that you can see uracil. Okay, so this is regarding your 2019 paper. So I'll go with the next paper. We will discuss the next paper here. That is 2018 paper we will discuss. Give me a minute so that I can share with you guys. So we will start with this CET 2018. So the first question among this is the correct sequence of taxonomic hierarchy is genus, family, class, order, phylum, kingdom, species. So you have to check the correct sequence of the taxonomic hierarchy in the given option. Sure, I'll be sharing all these with sir, and sir will be sharing with you guys. All these question papers will be shared. Yeah, so the correct sequence of taxonomic hierarchy is what? So answer is given as B. Let's see. Yes, it is a B. The reason is, if we see each level of hierarchy is called as taxonomic category or rank, and the 7 main taxonomic ranks are there. The first one is kingdom, phylum or division, then comes the class, order, family, genus, species. So in the ascending order, the correct sequence will be species, then genus, then family, then order, then class, phylum, and kingdom. So the right sequence here is B. So you have to match the column 1 with column 2 here. Column 1 will tell you, or you have to match the correct classes for the column 1. Actinodites, hemidactylites, and Carcharodon and Pteropus. Yes, Harsha, I'll be sending the questions as well as with answers as a PDF. So need not to worry, you will get everything, whatever I'm discussing today. So you have to match this column 1 with column 2. I hope you can select the codes in the given option. Okay, so D is the right answer. Yes, we had already discussed, I guess. Actinoids, here it is aves, right? And hemidactylus is your reptila. Then carcharodon is Chondriactis, and Chiropus is your mammalia. And so this will be the right answer. So you have to choose the correct floral formula by seeing the picture here. So just see the picture and let me know the correct floral formula. I hope this question has been discussed. If didn't understand, we can do it again. So just see. So what is the correct floral formula for the given picture for floral diagram? So the floral diagram is given. You have to find out the correct floral picture for this. So if you see any answer given, or should I discuss the answer? Yes. So the right floral formula is C. Why? Because so if you see here, there if you cut this or if you draw a line between this floral diagram, it will give you the symmetric part, or it will be equal parts. You can see either this way or sorry, either you can cut here or here vertically or horizontally, you will get the same equal part. So hence we call it as actinomorphic. This is called as actinomorphic. And if you see, there will be there is a gynoecium as well as the androecium. Both are present. So it is said to be bisexual in nature. Then the sepals are 4 and they are arranged. They are arranged radially. They are arranged to the radius. So you can see, you can say the sepals are nothing but the calyx K 2 plus 2, and they are almost inside to each other. They are fused. Then coming to corolla, that is petals. There are 4 petals here and they are arranged in the single whorl. So corolla is 4. And there are 6 androecium. So where 4 is arranged in one sequence and the 2 is arranged in the other. So it is tetradynamous condition, we say. So it is 4 plus 2 arrangement. And the gynoecium is, there are 2 cotyledon, 2 carpels can be seen and they are fused. So it is this. So your right answer is C. In which type of vascular bundle are xylem and phloem present at the same radius? In which type of vascular bundle xylem and phloem are present at the same radius? So in which type of vascular bundle you can see xylem and phloem present at the same radius? So is it radial, closed, conjoint, or exarch? In which condition you can see xylem and phloem present at the same radius? So the answer is C, that is conjoint. So when xylem and phloem are situated on the same radii of the vascular bundle, the arrangement is called as conjoint, and the vascular bundles are called as conjoint vascular bundles. Such vascular bundles can be seen in the stem and leaves of dicots and monocots. So conjunctive tissue is present between 1, 2, and 3. So where exactly? Pericycle, endodermis, dicot root, xylem, phloem, dicot root, palisade parenchyma, spongy parenchyma, dicot leaf, xylem, phloem, dicot stem. So what is it? So I hope we had discussed this. So I'll give the answer. It is B, that is between xylem and phloem in the dicot root. So you have to identify the major site of biosynthesis of lipids. So biosynthesis of lipids. So if you see, so where is the major site of biosynthesis of lipids? The question, is it Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and rough endoplasmic reticulum? So the major site of biosynthesis of lipids is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Why? Because if you see, the endoplasmic reticulum are of two types, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is meant for protein biosynthesis as they are associated with ribosome. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is meant for the biosynthesis of fats, enzymes, and hormones. So hence, the biosynthesis of lipids takes place in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The following graph shows the concentration of substrate on the enzyme activity. What does the y-axis represent? So you have to see the picture and tell me what does the y-axis represent here. Is it temperature, velocity of the reaction, pH, or pressure? What does the y-axis represent? The y-axis represents the velocity of the reaction. So next we are seeing about the next question. In the maize plant, carbon dioxide fixation occurs in both mesophyll and bundle sheath cells. The enzyme involved in these cells for the process respectively are what all the enzymes required in mesophyll cells and bundle sheath cells so that they can fix or they can take in carbon dioxide. So if you remember, we had discussed the cycle and the answer here is D, that is C3, C4 cycle we had discussed. So in the C4 cycle, carbon dioxide fixation happens in the mesophyll cells of by PEP carboxylase enzyme, and synthesis of sugar happens in the bundle sheath cells by ribisco enzyme. So in the maize plant, carbon dioxide fixation occurs in mesophyll, hence PEP carboxylase, and bundle sheath cells, hence ribisco. So D is the correct option. In the following reaction, identify X and Y respectively. So you have to identify the X and Y in the given picture. What is X and what is Y in the given picture? So pyruvic acid plus coenzyme A plus NAD plus reacts and in the presence of Mg2 plus and an enzyme X to give the product as Y plus carbon dioxide plus NADH and H plus. So what could be the answer here? So the answer is pyruvate dehydrogenase and the product is acetyl-CoA. So the enzyme pyruvate dehydrogenase brings about decarboxylation of this pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid decarboxylation takes place in presence of pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme to give two molecules of acetyl-CoA, then which is further utilized in the Krebs cycle. So X is pyruvate dehydrogenase and Y is acetyl-CoA. Which of the following factors are favorable for the formation of oxyhemoglobin in the alveoli of human lungs? High PCO2, low temperature, high H plus concentration, low PO2. So which of the following factors are favorable for the formation of oxyhemoglobin in the alveoli of human lungs? So the answer here is, it is low temperature. So the normal temperature favors the binding of hemoglobin with oxygen. The high temperature is responsible for dissociation of oxygen from the hemoglobin. So in the alveoli, where there is high PO content or low PCO2, lesser H plus ion concentration and low temperature, the factors are all favorable for the formation of oxyhemoglobin. So here the right answer is the B, lower temperature. Digestion of both starch and proteins is carried out by the enzymes of gastric juice, saliva, bile juice, pancreatic juice. So which enzymes are involved in the digestion of both the starch and proteins? So let's see the answer. It is D, that is pancreatic juice. So gastric juice contains protein digestion. So in the with the help of gastric juice, protein digestion takes place partially. Saliva, carbohydrate digestion partially. Bile juice has no enzymes. Pancreatic juice has enzymes for digesting proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So they include amylase that digest carbohydrate, trypsin, chymotrypsin, and elastase digest proteins, lipase digest triglycerides and fatty acids. The type of epithelium found in the inner lining of PCT is. So what type of cell, tissues, or epithelium found in the inner lining of PCT? So what is it? Inner lining of PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, will have which kind of epithelium? So it is a cuboidal epithelium. So simple squamous epithelium will be found in the capillaries, alveoli, glomeruli, etc. And they help in filtration and diffusion. The cuboidal epithelium will be found in the inner lining of the PCT. They are single layer, we call it as monolayer, square shaped in cross section, larger, round, centrally located nuclei. And the glandular epithelium forms the covering of major glands present in intestinal lining. Ciliated epithelium will be found in the airways, uterus, and fallopian tubes. Select the correct RH blood groups of parents whose child is affected with erythroblastosis fetalis. Both father and mother are Rh positive. Mother is Rh positive, father is Rh negative. Both father and mother are Rh negative. Father is Rh positive, mother is Rh negative. So what could be the consequences or correct blood groups of parents whose child is affected with erythroblastosis fetalis? So we had already learned the mother should be Rh negative. So if the mother is Rh negative and father is Rh positive, so that becomes the antigen producing gene will be dominant. That is Rh negative, therefore be dominant, therefore expressed in the progeny. So fetus is Rh positive. So this is the dominant gene, hence it is expressed in the fetus. And since fetus is Rh positive and mother is Rh negative, the child's RBC can be considered will go under antibody reaction. This condition is called as erythroblastosis fetalis. So in which of the following group do male and female gametophytes have independent free living existence? So this we had discussed. So this question we had already discussed, that is in which group we can see male and female gametophytes are independent and free existing. So it is in bryophytes and pteridophytes. In algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, you can see the gametophytes are independent. In gymnosperms and angiosperms, they are dependent gametophytes. So Yeah, and that is what is the answer. The hormone of flight and flight are thyroxine and oxytocin, thyroxine and melatonin, adrenaline and noradrenaline, and gastrin and secretin. Yes, it is. We had discussed, I hope. So the hormones required for fight, fright, and flight is called as adrenaline and noradrenaline, or adrenaline and epinephrine. It is secreted by adrenal cortex. So it helps the organism to offend, defend, or run away from a threatening situation. Adrenaline hormones are produced in the adrenal glands during high stress and exciting situation. So when a person is, this is a very powerful hormone. It happens when there is acute stress response is there, and the response will be fight and flight response. So it stimulates or it increases the heart rate, contracting blood vessels and dilating air passages, all of which work to increase blood flow to the muscles and oxygen to the lungs. Additionally, it is used as a medical treatment for some potentially life-threatening conditions, including anaphylactic shock. I hope I will stop here. The remaining questions I'll share with sir and with the answers. I hope it will be helpful for your coming exam. So can I stop?
Yes, madam. Is time up? You can stop.
Yeah. So all the best for the students for the exam. Do well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. And it is beneficial for the students. Thank you so much. Dear students, I'll be sharing the material. Today is the last day of the session. As I shared, 16th of May, we are going to have a mock exam 3 to 5. Please register yourself. I have shared the link in a group. Register and attend the test online. Before going to the exam, you will be fully prepared. Your confidence will go up. That's the reason. Please register. Whoever register, ಯಾರು ಹೆಸರು ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That is the reason. Register yourself. Thank you so much. Happy learning, children.